Hey, how's it going, everyone? And again, welcome back to another live stream on the channel. So this one we're going to be discussing about is how many points do you think Newcastle can gain from the last remaining 9 games of the Premier League season? So we all know it's back up and running next week from the 17th, but our game against Sheffield United will kick off on the 21st on a Sunday. And so, yeah, it'd be great to get your thoughts and opinions on this. On how many points do you think we could possibly pick up? Through the rest of the season. So yeah, enjoy. So just get us through some comments who've just tuned in the live stream. Andrew NUFC says, "All right, Peter. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. And yourself, man." Oh, geez, I'm lying like this already. I've just been out for a walk of the day. My legs are absolutely knackered. But yeah, just wait for some more comments. Of course, I will be letting people in the live stream as well. So, I'll always be putting the link in the live chat for people to come in. And great to see who tunes in as well. So, yeah, definitely. But yeah, as I say, guys, how many points do you possibly think we can pick up throughout the rest of the season for when the season does come back? It'd be interesting to see. So, yeah. Ugh. Andrew NUSC says, I reckon if we can aim for 9/10 points, that would be decent. Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's possible to do it. Jonathan Young says, evening, Pierre. Evening, man. Hope you do well. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, man. Liam NUFC 10 more points, so no different to last season, but it won't mean anything unless the takeover happens. It'll just mean I will be just staying safe and not get relegated. But if we could pick up more, that's great. 9 games left, it's possible to see how many points. We could probably maybe get 10 points if the lads could put in a shift on the pitch. That is the main thing. So, yeah. Liam Wonder says, hi, P, how are you doing? Yeah, good, thanks, and yourself? Andrew, in UFC, we play 5 teams fighting for survival, so expecting a tough run in. To be fair, yeah, a lot of the teams down below will definitely be fighting for their lives to stay in the Premier League. Definitely. I mean, we still haven't played Bournemouth, Bournemouth away, Villa at home, West Ham at home. I know Brighton away is another one. So yeah, teams like them, aye. So yeah, it's a good point, but yeah. Lawrence Taylor, hi, welcome to the stream, man. Going through a Premier League predictor before giving my guess for how many points we'll get. Yeah, no problem. Liam NUFC says, I can see us getting beat by Brighton. Hopefully not. Brighton, you could see is winnable. All depends how they do throughout the rest of the season as well, because I think they're still in it at the moment. So, but we're just got to wait and see. But Brighton, to me, should be a winnable game, hopefully, if the lads turn up. Liam Hunter, I'm going to say about 9 points. Yeah, I would say that's possible. But if we could get more, great. But as I said, it'll just be very interesting to see what does happen for when the season restarts. And yeah. Andrew and say hopefully it could benefit us playing on the counter attack with other teams trying to push forward. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, since Bruce changed his formation, we do look a bit more attacking. Yeah, so again, it's just going to be very interesting to see it. Also, not to mention, there'll also be a lot of. I think Bruce will have a lot of selection headaches as well for when the season does come back, because we're getting a lot of players back fit now, and yeah. Liam, NUFC thoughts on Stunland staying in League One for the third season? Oh, it does sound funny, doesn't it? But yeah, unfortunately, it's happened. Well, the League One and League Two have decided to finish the season early, and they've decided that they don't think it's safe to continue at this moment of time. So, again, you can't blame them for a lot of leagues finishing early because of the current pandemic that we're still under at this moment of time. But yeah, it is understandable why they've decided to do that. Jonathan Young just says, I just hope ASM stays fit. If he gets injured, we're screwed. Well, you can see we possibly got back up in there for wingers. I know we've still got Lazaro on loan. We've seen loans deal being extended. We've still got Atsu, but even though I didn't rate the lad personally, to be honest. But yeah, he's a massive, important player to our squad. Alan St. Maximum, yeah. Liam Hunter laughing that'll be because Sunderland are staying in League One for a third season. But yeah, absolutely. I reckon we should stop Gale up front. Yeah, possibly. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind to see if he can continue from where he left off against Southampton in the last game. I know he didn't score, but he was getting on the end of crosses and things like that. So yeah. Lawrence Taylor says Joe Linton scored in both our recent behind closed doors friendlies that you could do better without fans getting on his back. Yeah, I've seen that actually. I know he did when we did like a friendly at St James's Park, and also the 3-2 win against Middlesbrough. He did score. So, but again, Bruce will have a lot of selection headaches. That is the thing. So, yeah. Liam says, yeah, I agree, Andrew, that he's on about we should play Gale for the rest of the season. Also, Lawrence Taylor, also the formation could help him. Gale and Mutu already helped Almiron and Lazaro. Yes, I heard Mutu's been coming back in as well. Looked like he seemed like he was a forgotten man at this moment of time. But yeah, he did score in the game against Middlesbrough, the friendly against Middlesbrough. Lawrence, 2 of his goals were offside. Oh, wonder who he's referring to. So yeah, could be Joe Linton. Andrew anyway say I don't think Joe Linton can play in the 9 role. Gale has improved our attacking play when he started. Yeah, as I said, he was getting on the end of crosses, etc. Particularly the game against Southampton, but he just needs to take those. That is the thing. Jonathan Young, Gale is our best option for the number 9. Yeah, it's a possibility. As I said, I wouldn't mind seeing him continue winning throughout the rest of the season. So yeah. People say Middlesbrough are a fighting team relegation in the Championship. Well, they are at this moment of time. That is the thing. And many were saying Gale is a Championship striker. Yeah, majority of it is because he scored over 20 goals in that league, and he don't think he's hit double figures in the Premier League for either throughout of his time at Crystal Palace and us. But yeah, but at least Gale is getting into positions to get on the end of things, and when there's Joe Linton, you feel like he's nowhere to be seen half the bloody time. That is the annoying thing. Unless Bruce has been given Joe Linton to kick up the backside to tell him to get in a good position to get on the end of crosses. But yeah, just gotta wait and see, I suppose. But yeah. Anyway, guys, you know what I'll do as always to let you come in the live stream. So yep, here we go. It will be the link for it. So I'll drop that in now. So we'll just wait and see who does come in. Even Liam says, even though I don't see Middlesbrough as a rivalry, but imagine them in League One with Sunderland High, definitely. Well, you remember they played against each other in the Championship. I imagine I will go in League One. But yeah. So, yeah. But I mean, it's possible Middlesbrough definitely not safe from the Championship. That is the thing. Just wait and see for more comments or if anyone does pop in the live stream as well. Yeah. Checking they're on. So hope everyone's had a good day as well today. Oh, my legs are just knackered. So, yeah. But yeah, any new people that do pop up in, how many points you think we can pick up? Excuse me. Andrew, NUFC, we just need to get that early win to ease the nerves. Yeah, we certainly do. I mean, at Sheffield United, it is going to be a tough game, but a one game you're looking at it, think, oh, it could be a one we should be trying to win against at least. So, yeah, that is the thing. Medium NUFC, Charlton got a takeover for the second or third time the day this season. Yeah, I've seen something like that. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Just take my socks off there. Yeah, no one's joined in yet, but hopefully some of them will do. Just got to wait and see, yeah. But as going back to that Charlton takeover, I heard about that. And you keep wondering what's happening with our takeover. God knows what's happening at this moment of time. I have no idea what is happening. Liam NUFC, how come Wigan and Charlton get takeovers and we can't? Could be jealousy. That's what it could be. First three games, Sheffield United and Bournemouth. Yeah, I think definitely two of those have got to be winnable. I think Villa's definitely the one that has to be winnable, particularly at home, since they're in the bottom three. So, yeah. Let's wait and see. Jonathan Young says one win, yeah, as good as safe pressure will be huge if we start losing slowly lose our first 2-3. Yeah, as I said, if we do get that first win, will take us to 38 points, I believe. So yeah. Liam Hunter says, I wonder if Shorty will be coming in. Yeah, I would presume he'll join in at some point. Liam NUFC said we'll pick up 5 points in our next 3 games, so be able to think like either one win or 2 draws or something like that. Oh, it looks like Quinny's about to get him in, so we'll get him into the stream now. Hasn't been on for a while, so it's great to see him back after a while, so we'll get him in now. How you doing?
All right.
How are you?
Yeah, can you hear us all right with these are the new headphones? So am I coming through all right?
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure. I just cheap headphones as well, but
Yeah, so welcome to the stream, as you know, this is about discussing how many points we can pick up throughout the rest of the season. How many points do you think we've got a chance
I think we'll go for another at least 9.
It's possible.
You know, couple of wins, the odd couple of draws. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Yeah. I'm not worried in that respect.
Yeah. I mean, we're sitting on 35 points now, so I think if we get that first win since when the season restarts, it might just ease things a bit. But again, it'll be
Sheffield United's got a 1-1 draw written all over it. Aston Villa, probably another draw. And
I think Villa should be a winnable game, hopefully, but
they're right in it, you know, aren't they? So,
yeah, that's the thing, and a lot of these teams are going to be fighting for their lives, particularly. That is the thing.
I'm really worried about the effect that playing in front of, because I've been watching the German leagues, playing in front of the empty stadiums is going to have on the players, you know, motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation-wise, yeah, I mean, if they make a mistake, there's going to be no crowd to get on the back. And if they need to run back and tackle and haven't got the crowd urging them, you know, they might try, you know, well, I didn't need it. And I'm really worried about the playing in front of the no crowd, motivation-wise. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just read through some more comments that have come through. Liam NUFC, Sheffield United draw, Aston Villa win, and Bournemouth draw. That's a possible. It's a Sheffield United. won't be an easy game at all. Definitely not. Jonathan Young says, "How are you, Quinny lad?" So he's Andrew NUFC. That will be a big Liam NUFC. And Liam NUFC says, "We don't have the greatest record against Bournemouth away, and to be fair, I would take players from there in the window when that opens. I think the last 3 times we played down there, I think 2 have been draws, and we did have a win just before we got relegated, but we won 1-0. So
they're not doing that good though. Bournemouth, I think they're on a pretty before
the season. Very shocked.
I had a great win at Chelsea, I think. Then after that, they just fell away.
Yeah, that's the thing. Jonathan Young says we haven't lost many games at Bournemouth. I don't think we've lost away down there, have we? I'm not entirely too sure. From what I know.
Going back to the no crowd thing, I mean, is it going to be help the players because it's going to be a bit more relaxed? They're not going to have the crowd on the back. It's going to be really weird to see what happens.
Yeah, that is the thing.
But it's the match fitness thing as well. I mean, are they going to be match fit? Are they all? I mean, I'm assuming most players will have looked after their fitness, but you can't get match fit unless you play matches. So none of them are going to be match. I know they're doing the friendly thing and all this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But match fitness is going to be a big decider here, like which ones have been looking after themselves and which ones haven't.
Yeah. Oh, look who it is. I think we might get 10, 11 points out of the 9 games. Bro, yeah, it's a possibility, Archer. And hope you can pop in the live stream at some point, man. Because we'll love to have you on. So
the Sunderland thing then, is it all the lower divisions except the Premier League and the Championship? Yeah. They've been cancelled.
So from League One, I think Rotherham and Coventry's been promoted. Wow, but I think the playoffs might be going ahead still, from what I've read.
Just only the playoffs, but they've calculated on an average sort of score thing. That's Sunderland game, yeah. Wow, that's really unlucky. We're having such a good run as well. I thought at least the playoffs would have accomplished at least the playoffs.
I think they lost the last game, Sunderland, before the leagues got suspended, I think.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, just be sensible ahead on. I suppose I feel a bit sorry for them. But if it was the other way around,
many games that he's referred to Bournemouth. Lawrence Taylor, we haven't lost away to Bournemouth, but our only win there was a lucky 1-0 win. Elliot Tinton were prime. Casillas will be harder when it's 3 days after the cup tie. Manchester City, yeah, I remember that game against Bournemouth when under the McLaren season. Oh, we're very lucky Elliot kept us in the game big time. Hey, had to do a job step in for Tim Krul when Tim Krul ruled out for the rest of the season. I remember, but yeah. Especially if it goes extra time, unless they're doing extra time, they probably will. But yeah. Yeah, Andrew NUFC, do you reckon there'll be some artificial crowd noise at the stadium? Possibly. Well, there was talk about sound effects, but just got thinking whether that could work or not. That is the thing.
I think Germany have started doing it. Started off silent, the grounds were empty, and then I think they started playing a little bit from. I've been watching a couple of the matches. You can hear like a bit of ooh and a bit of
cardboard cutout or something like that.
It's not the same, man. Look, just play the 9 games in the empty stadiums, get it over and done with, get back to normal hopefully as quick as we can. Next, I don't know if it's going to be September if we're lucky.
Jonathan Young, we won under McLaren, then a couple of 2-2 draws, unbeaten in 3 games at Bournemouth. Not a bad return, yeah. I know when we came back up was 2-2, and last season was 2-2 as well. So yeah. Name NUFC League One. Portsmouth will join Rotherham and Coventry, and League Two. Cheltenham will join Swindon, Crewe, and Plymouth. Right.
So, yeah. So I take it people are being relegated as well then on this average point system thing.
They might have done. I'll have to have a look at it again.
Well, they'd have to, wouldn't they? If they decided, the playoffs are still going to go ahead. I'm assuming relegation would come into that factor as well. You had an average per points over the last so many games system.
Me TV Shaggy, 4 or 5 games out in the stream, man. 4 or 5 wins can be achieved from our remaining 9 games. 47, 50 points is something we should look to aim for. Yeah, again, it's possible. All that what the lads have to do is just perform on the pitch. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think if we're going to,
if
we're going to play somebody, say, out of the top 10, they're safe. They're pretty much safe. They're not going to get into Europe. We're going to go there and play in an empty stadium. I can see them taking their foot off the pedal and getting a win. I'm not too sure with their fixtures yet, like, but the relegation battles, they're still going to be pretty intense.
The NUFC, I know. About this one. Lawrence Taylor, what do you think about cardboard cutouts in the game? I was discussing that. It's not going to look the same at all. A lot of people said it's a fire. It's a fire hazard risk as well.
We've got enough cardboard cutouts there, man. We didn't need the fans there as well. No, just leave it the way it is. Get it over and done with. Get the season finished and look forward to the next one.
UFC and O'Brien are doing that, so they must be doing cardboard cutouts for their ground. Liam NUFC in League 1, Bolton, Southend and Tranmere are relegated, and League 2, Stevenage are relegated. So, Liam Roberts, new subscriber here. Thank you very much for the summit. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to the content you're producing. Cheers very much, man. I said I'll be looking back to bring all my original content for when the season does come back up again, up and running. And Liam NUFC says Barrow from the non-league are going up to League 2. Very interesting. Lawrence Taylor, there's still something on that means Stevenage undeservedly stay in because of Macclesfield issues. Yes, I've heard something about that as well. Apparently, was it it could be deducted points or something, Macclesfield Town, from what I read into that. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. Ryan Sweeney, you think Matty is worth 30k a week? Oh, very good question. Do you think he's worth 30k a week, Matty Longstaff?
It's too early. I mean, he's had a few great games for Newcastle. There's no denying that, the winner against Man U and stuff like that. But it's just far too early. It really is. I mean, it's a big one, that's a toughie, that, like, but
it is, yeah, that is
in today, you don't know what it's going to be like in 2, 3, 4 years. Could be a world beater. He could fall back. Once they get that big contract, they take the foot off the pedal. I've seen it happen loads of times.
Yeah, I've seen
they get the big contract and they're not as hungry anymore. And this, that, and the other. But at today's rate, yeah, probably, yeah. I think yes. He's got the promise there, so yeah, definitely.
I know he hasn't played a lot this season since getting into the first team, but I think the Shelby and Hayden partnership has done very well, and I think it'd be absolutely silly to stop that at the moment. That's the thing.
And it's all got to do with the takeover as well. Takeover, fakeover, whatever's going to happen. If this takeover happens, how many starts is Matty Longstaff going to get? He's going to be benched most of the time. All these big players are going to come in.
With his takeover, God knows what's happening at this moment of time. Tunabi TV says he'll join in an hour. Yeah, no problem, man. Jonathan Young, totally agree with Quinny. Let's just get the season finished. Absolutely. Well,
get it done, get it out of the way, and forget all about it, because another couple of wins and basically our season's over. Let's see. It's an entertainment thing. That's appropriate after that.
I hope we keep Matty. I've heard that we offer 20k a week. Interesting. Be interesting to see if he takes that one, or if he does take the offer from Udinese, which is the 30k one.
It's very interesting that they have come in with this offer at this time. If he does leave, then I'll start to get my takeover head on again. I'm going to take it, because if I stay here, I'm not going to get that. And I think there's going to be a lot of players thinking along the same lines. I'm not going to get into this team in a year's time if I stay here. If I sign a 4 or 5 year contract, how many games am I going to play if the takeover happens? If he leaves, then I'll start to believe there's something in it.
Obviously, Dan Graham, Evening Pete will join in a bit. Yeah, no problem, bro. Good to get you on like you were last time.
But in this particular team, this team at the moment, I think he would be a regular, and I think he should sign it. The should. If the takeover's not going to happen, keep the likes of Matty Longstaff. I think he'd be a valuable player. He's a young lad. He's talented. You know, I give him a 4 or 5 year contract, and I think he would become a regular eventually.
Yeah.
If the takeover happens, I'm not quite so sure, as I'm not with most of the players there. Most of them will be gone within a year or two if this takeover happens, if not quicker.
Well, in Newcastle United takeover deal, but God knows what's happening with that at this moment in time. Ryan Sweeney, both Longstaffs will cost around $8,000 a week. Would you rather have Grealish than them two? I would. Grealish, I think he'll leave Villa at one point, but will he come here? That is the thing.
I wouldn't want him. Too playboy, too off and on, too inconsistent. I wouldn't want him. I really wouldn't want him. I mean, he is good, but
is he ready for the next step up to a bigger club?
A club with a better nightlife and the distractions that are up here. Nah, I wouldn't want the likes of Grealish here. Nothing against him. Just if we're taking that next step up, I don't even think he's good enough for it. To be honest with you, I think we're going to look at it totally different. Yeah, if this takeover comes off.
NUFC. If Mike Ashley stays, do you think fans will spend money at Gateshead or Blythe? I can see Sunderland fans spend money at South Shield. If Donald stays, I think fans will go back. And that is to back the team. That's why fans still continue to go at this day and age. But again, fans, I think, from Sunderland's point of view, I think they'll end up going back as well. Again, to cheer on the boys, that's the main thing. The goal for is to back. But yeah, I can understand their frustration with Stuart Donald, definitely. Where's he? Lawrence says, found out Udinese were reported to be offering him 30k a week, that their highest earner was around 20k a week, so we'll find it strange for them to make them their highest earner. Yeah, they're not a really rich club at Udinese, I think. Well, I don't know, that is the thing.
I mean, yeah, it could be agent talk. You don't know what's, you don't know what's going into that sort of stuff.
Yeah. TV, Shaggy, I've washed my hands with this, with the takeover talk. If it happens, it happens. Yeah, I think I'm getting on that point where I'm thinking
everybody else will just get up with this guy. Yeah. I still think, I think a couple of weeks ago I said it's been done. It's done. It's dusted. Everything's signed. They just don't want thousands and thousands of Georges congregating in the Newcastle City. Watch the wood do. And you see what's happening over the protests and all. People will turn up. They will celebrate. Especially the idiots, stuff like that. They could just be holding it back, until things get back to normal. Phase 1, 2, I don't know, whatever. Hopefully I'm right on that matter. But at the minute, every time you check the internet, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. It's just getting on everyone's nerves. People at that point didn't get movies anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We've been here so many times. It's almost symptomatic of freaking online bullying. The way that these reporters, I don't even think any of them know what's going on.
It looks like Shotty's ready actually, but I'll just read a few more comments out before we get him in.
Get madness, isn't it?
When you say, Lawrence, it's a bit far-fetched from that offer from Udinese ahead, definitely does. I agree, Quinny. Most will go if takeover. Yeah, I think he's on.
Every news report you're reading, just rinse and repeat the same old stories over and over again with a little outtake here and these words change there, and it's just, I think people are starting to see through it now. It happens.
You agree, it all hinges on the takeover. Lots of key business decisions to be on hold until the Premier League make the decision on the owners and directors test. I'm still confident the takeover will happen. Well, so I know some people are still feeling confident that it will happen, but I know some people are definitely wiping their hands with it now. Just say, Ryan Sweeney Grealish is mint, lads, with the correct manager. But again, do you think he's ready for that step up? How good will he be if he joins another club? We'll see. Liam, NUFC, Udinese, how will you spell it? Or just another Watford?
Well, they are. They're owned by the same people.
Yeah. 2WTV says, I'll join now, lads. So, yeah, let's get him in then.
Get him in.
Hello, guys. Evening, guys. You all right? You good? You well?
Aye, not bad.
Good, good. It's good to hear. Football's nearly coming back, eh? Got another week.
Aye, another week. Not as Wonderwood, but football, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I think what they'll do is they'll probably just get like the last 9 games plus the FA Cup with us behind closed doors done for the season. And then what I think they might do is they'll monitor it as they go along. And then when they get into the new season, they might make a decision, maybe, in August.
It would just be our luck to get to the final in front of an empty Wembley Stadium. That would be typical of Newcastle.
I was just about to say that would be typical of us, just to get to a final, win something and there's nobody there.
Exactly.
I don't want another Sunderland scenario.
God, So since you've come in the stream now, Shaw, how many? I know you said in the live chat, but points-wise, how many points do you think we can pick up throughout the rest of the season?
You say I don't believe in this, we've got to play the bottom, whatever, and we've got to try and get so many points. I just believe taking it game by game, and I think with the 9 fixtures, I think all clubs in the Premier League and the Championship, they're all in the same boat. We haven't played for a good 3 months now. And you've got to remember, we've got some good home games coming up. We've got Sheffield United, which is winnable. I think the Aston Villa game's winnable. I think we've got Bournemouth away, which is winnable. We've got Watford, which is winnable. Brighton's winnable. I think for me, as a club, we should be trying to aim, even though there's probably nothing to play for, let's just try and finish as high as possible. Why can't we go out and achieve, 47 to 50 points? Why can't we get 4 or 5 wins from the last 9 games? I think it's possible. I mean, if you're talking short term, you could say, well, actually, yeah, we need a win and a couple of draws or 2 wins, but why can't we achieve a bit more? I think we've got what it takes.
Yeah, definitely. It's all down to the lads that perform on the pitch.
I agree.
And as I mentioned before, this match fitness thing is going to be a big decider. Really, it is. I mean, the players were away for a long time. And yeah, they tell the manager, I'm keeping fit and but other match fitness.
Well, I've seen your comment before. You were saying about the motivation levels. I think that's where everybody. I think you were talking about obviously those in the top 10 if they've got nothing to play for. Newcastle have got a chance. That's what I mean. I think we've got a chance against anybody. I mean, there's no fans at any stadium, so I think either way it's 50-50 how the game goes. Do you know what I mean? I think you need the fans obviously for that motivation, but I think for us, I'm not too nervous. I think let's just get the season done and let's try and move on to next season. But I still believe with the 9 games. Why can't the lads just put on a bit of a show? Joe Linton was spoken about, getting a couple of goals against one's against Middlesbrough, one against the normal side. But at the end of the day, I just think we've got to try and take each game as it comes and try and go and win them.
I mean, there were a couple of tap-ins, but he still had to be in the right place. But yeah, I think we could be in for a bit of a goal fest, with a bit of luck.
You know what it is? Joe Linton scoring, that's only going to help us going into the the remainder of the season. It's only a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm talking about all the players, not just Newcastle's players, but all these clubs are operating on, say, that 80% fitness rate, because they've been away and they're not match fit. We all know they're not match fit. It might take them 2 or 3 games to get match fit. We could be in for a little bit of a goal fest, some cracking games with a bit of luck.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I believe everybody's in the same boat. Why can't we go out and just take each game as it comes and try and go for the win? Let's just not switch off. They've had 3 months, of a break of not playing. And just go for it. Have a go.
Get that win against Sheffield United and then go for the cup.
The thing is, do you know what it is, Ryan? I was saying this to Peter a few days ago. The players seem as if they actually want to play for Bruce now, knowing that he's changed the formation as well. I know a lot of fans are saying, well, if the takeover goes through, we're going to get Pochettino and Rafa Benitez. But that says a lot about Bruce if you've seen the likes of Richie, Shelby all signing new contracts. And the players that seem to find the rhythm a bit. I know he's not the most attractive of managers, but they're enjoying the way they're playing.
I haven't been taking much notice of this formation change. What has he actually done?
He scrapped the wing-back system out.
What's he won, 4-4-2 or?
Like 4-2-3-1 or like a 4-4-1-1, something like that.
But basically more attacking, getting at the opposition, not just basically defending the whole game and just hitting teams on the counter-attack. He wants to go for it. And you've seen it against Southampton. We caused problems right from the off. They got a red card and we're probably... The only negative I'll say in that sort of formation is we need to score more than just one goal. That's our problem.
Right, Sweeney, we'll get some more comments.
Even when you score the one goal, this was my big bugbear with Newcastle. They got that one goal and they just sat back.
Do you know what it is? It is. Bruce gets a lot of criticism, but I think it's happened for all the managers that we've had with Benitez. Every manager we're prone to making mistakes. So, you know what I mean? I think Bruce will get the brunt of it because he's not really everybody's cup of tea. He wasn't my cup of tea when he first got the job. I didn't want him. And I went to Leicester. I didn't want him. But you know what it is? I said 2 weeks ago, I'll give him a chance because I'm a realist. He's got 2 years left. Why can't he prove everybody wrong? Why not?
Somebody once asked me, who would be an ideal manager? You think, guess what, lads? I couldn't care less who manages Newcastle United as long as we're up there and we're winning and challenging.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying. You know what? If you
manager, I'll go to the match to watch the team.
That's what I'm saying. If you support that badge, you'll get behind any manager or any lads that are playing for the club. That's the point I was making.
If that team's flying high and you're challenging, God, hopefully top 6 or whatever, you couldn't care less.
I think some of our fans have got small minds as well. Bruce has got into the quarterfinals. I know it's not amazing. I know it's something we should have been doing, years ago. But listen, he's got into the quarterfinals. Even if we don't, beat Manchester City, you've got to remember whether it's closed doors or not. You're playing up against Manchester City. They've got a multi-billion-pound squad.
We'll go through some more comments. Right, Sweeney, he still believes the takeover will happen, but I know you've said, Shoggy,
I'm not, honestly, at this moment in time, I'm not feeling too confident. For me, I've sort of washed my hands with it in terms of talking about it. That's why I haven't done many videos. I think for me, I want to stay positive, but the way I look at it and my attitude's been towards it from the last couple of weeks, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, well, once we get back into the stadiums, maybe next season, get behind the team, get behind Bruce. It's not their fault. If this doesn't go through, it's not the manager's fault and it's not the players' fault. It's the owner's fault and it's obviously the Premier League's fault and whatever's the paper's fault, whoever's been, all these journalists who talk about it. If you, like you were saying there, Quinny, before, if you want to, go and vent your anger, go and vent it to the owner, the current owner, go and vent it somewhere else. But when you go and support the club, get behind the players, get behind the manager because they need your help, they need your support.
Of course, that's the politics of football. We don't want anything to do with that because at the end of the day, we can protest as much as we like. It doesn't change anything. They're going to do what they want to do.
Don't get us wrong. I boycotted the season because of what happened, not because of Bruce, because of what happened to Benitez. But that's now like last year's news. Obviously, the season's sort of dragged on. So I'm going to be waiting a bit longer until this season ends and I'll go back next season. But that's not because of Bruce. I've got nothing against him. Not the most, decorated of managers for his CV. But you know what it is? He's got his dream job as the Newcastle manager. It doesn't matter what he's done in his past.
I'm not saying don't do it, but you can vent your spleen, and you can let off a bit of steam and this, that, and the other. To regards of whether it make them sit up and listen a bit and not to push the fans about take the mickey as much, but it's regards of what it actually does, Do you
know what it is? I don't know where this takeover's at because you hear one story, then you hear another story, then it's close, it's not close. That's why I've just sort of washed my hands with it and I'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm checking the website every 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. No, it's like every hour, every 2 hours, and I'm sort of getting a bit fed up. It's like they're taking the mickey. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Lawrence Taylor says, think we'll finish 13th with 45 points. But if we can name more, it's a possible. And we can. Andrew,
I can see at least 9 points. I can see a couple of wins, a couple of draws quite easily.
It would be a decent finish to finish the season on 45 points, possibly. But again, who says we can't aim for more?
That's what I'm saying. I think we've got to have that attitude to try and get more points.
Well, this is Lawrence Taylor predicts Sheffield United draw, Aston Villa win, Bournemouth draw, West Ham win, Man City lose. I think I can see us losing to Man City away in the league. Watford lose again. That's a tough one because they're battling to stay in. Spurs draw, Brighton lose again. But again, and Liverpool, he thinks it'll be a draw as well.
I see you talk about Man City away. Sorry, you were saying about Man City away, how we haven't got a chance. I think we have because of Liverpool have only got to get a couple more wins.
That's it. What they've got to play for. They've qualified for the Champions League. They can't win the league. They've qualified for the Champions League. At home, what they've got to play for.
That's why I'm saying we can pick up more points than people are suggesting. We can actually go out and just play with freedom. Once we get that win, against Sheffield United, which I think is possible, and maybe get something against Villa, then the sky's the limit. We can go and go to the FA Cup game against Man City with some confidence. Even if we go out, right, it's Man City, but at the end of the day, we can go out in each game and just say, right, there's no pressure of fans, even though I'd love to be there and see them play. listen, we'll wait and see what happens. But I think we've got a chance in every game we play. I really do.
Dan Grim says, all right, Sharky lads. So they're good.
Hi, Dan. Hope you're well.
Lance Taylor, that's based on Liverpool deciding to feel a weakened side. Well, yeah. If they do win the league, they might not go a full-strength side throughout the rest of the season.
I think they will. I think Liverpool will take it. You got to remember, it's the Premier League. These players are on big contracts, big money. I don't think they could afford to do that.
Got them at home on the last game, haven't we?
Yeah.
Liam NUFC, so you think Sheffield United will be a draw, Villa a win, Bournemouth a draw, West Ham win, Man City lose, Watford draw, Spurs draw, Brighton lose, Liverpool lose. Again.
I tell you what, mind. We've got Bournemouth. Is it in a few Wednesdays? I don't know when it is. It's at the midweek Wednesday. I know we're not going, but they've got it as a 6 o'clock kickoff down at Bournemouth the week.
Yeah, the Villa game 6 o'clock as well. It's Wednesday night.
I mean, at home, fair enough. I mean, for Villa and Newcastle, I mean, it's not a bad journey for Villa, but to go from Bournemouth all the way back to Newcastle, depending on how they're going to get back.
Here's a scenario for you lads. Liverpool obviously going to win the league. We don't know what's going to happen in the cup, but hopefully we'll be safe. Liverpool have won the league. We've got Liverpool the last game of the season. I can see a classic. Another 4-3, something like that. We'll be like, oh God, wish there had been a full house there. Imagine
the thing is, you got fans bringing the door down and saying 1-0, Joe Linton scored. Let us in.
Let us in. Liam says, hi, Shaggy, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, Liam. How are you, mate? I know you were asking after us. I hope you're staying safe, mate. And I am coming back on YouTube soon. I've just been taking a bit of a break because, listen, there's been nothing to talk about. I'm not going to talk about poxy, pre-season friendlies and stuff like that when they don't really mean too much until the proper thing comes back. So hopefully she'll be back next week with a preview for Sheffield United. I was about to say Wednesday.
Lawrence Taylor, players should have been keeping fit at home and behind closed doors. He should have helped. Yeah, well, I know I've seen ASM do training in his own house. Alan said Maximum, he's been doing his own training at his home. So, yeah. Andrew NUFC, Gale starting up front has made a difference as well. We've looked better in the final third. Yeah, he was getting on the end of things. He just needed to put one of those away. That was the problem. So
the thing is, Peter, how many times, Peter, did I say we need to start Dwight Gale because Joe Linton just wasn't firing? And to be fair, I know he didn't do a great deal in other games, but Southampton, he just needs to put the ball in the net. I mean, he had chances.
Lawrence Taylor, I think I said this on one of your streams. We would play 5-4-1 v Man City and Liverpool. I wouldn't even change the formation. I wouldn't go back to 5 at the back. No. I think
it's boring. You're just asking, right, for boring football, you're asking for the opposition just to get at you and not do anything.
Possibly. USA, I never wanted Bruce. Even if we win the FA Cup, I still don't want him because we won't take this club forward. Well, if he does win the FA Cup, great, but he's still the manager at this moment of time.
But that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, he's not everybody's cup of tea. He wasn't my cup of tea when he got the job, but he's the manager. We've got to honour that. At the end of the day, people are talking like there's a takeover, and it's not official. And while it's not official, Bruce is still manager. You've got to respect that. And to be fair, he's done a lot better than fans imagined. Like mid-table where we are now, that is what we are going to achieve under Mike Ashley, and he's doing what the board obviously expect of the club. The expectations is to finish mid-table, try and go on a cup run if possible.
Yeah. Richard, you say, Harry lads, Harry J, how you doing, man?
Hi Jay, we'll be well.
Jonathan Young, our FA Cup is the most overrated run in history. We've literally drawn 3 off 4 games against League 2 oppositions. Rafa has a better job getting us to the quarterfinal of the League Cup. Fortunately, Rafa didn't do that, unfortunately.
No, it wasn't. It was actually Pardew.
Yeah. I mean,
Pardew in 2014.
Last season, Rafa, when we played Watford, he persisted with Hosselu up front, and look what happened to him, massively.
See, that's what I mean. Bruce is not getting the thing is, right? We're all excited that we're in the quarterfinals. I mean, it would have been a full house had this not happened. That's all down to Bruce. And yeah, you could say, yeah, we've had a bit of had some League One sides and we made it difficult for ourselves. But if Bruce goes on and wins the FA Cup, whether we do or don't, that's irrelevant, right? You don't remember having to make it hard for yourself against League One sides. You remember by winning the actual tournament and get as far as you can get. So,
Ryan Sweeney, if no takeover will be the most depressing time in our history, I'll be saying, well, I'm not surprised.
No.
I mean, imagine if there's no takeover and then the next one comes along, as it will, because we know.
Do you know what it is? I'm getting bored of it now. Honestly, I'm getting bored of it. That's why I don't talk about it anymore. Like, if it happens, it happens. I don't want to keep reporting on it because do you know what it is? When I make videos, I'm getting bored of actually talking about the same old subject, and it's it'll be done by this week, it'll be done by that day. I think it's all a load of tosh.
It's just clickbait heaven, clickbait, rinse and repeat, clickbait. And some of these reporters, I'm not being funny, but they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah,
because if you've got nothing to say, just don't say anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you know why I've kept quiet? Can you see why I've kept quiet for the past couple of weeks?
But for the same reason, if you've got nothing to, because people are going to say, Shorty, you said this and you said that.
Yeah. Do you know what I've said? And I've said it live on YouTube. I've washed my hands with it. If it happens, it happens. Fantastic. If it doesn't, well, if you support the club, you'll get behind the manager and you'll get behind the lads, and we'll try and get 3 points on a weekend. That's what you support Newcastle United for. The ownership. Listen, the club is bigger than the owner. It doesn't matter how long he stays. Newcastle United will always be there after Meg Ashley.
Yeah, it's just become a massive distraction at the minute. I mean, imagine if this was going on whilst the season was going. After season, this COVID thing hadn't happened. And,
it did. Was it last season or Peter Kenyon they were talking about? Was one
similar,
of them.
Yeah, it was a similar thing. Yeah, aye. And
it's just getting bored. Honestly, it's boring. It's really boring.
It is. Aye, agreed.
I reckon it'll be a dark horse for the final few games. A Grafton, ASM banging in a couple of goals with his pace and busting the defence.
Looking forward to seeing him back. The lad's on fire at the minute.
Right, sweetie. Bruce is inept. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, unfortunately. Name NUFC. Steve Bruce slated us at Sunderland, him saying he loves the club, only said to win the fans' gold. And Sullivan said a similar thing about West Ham.
I know, but some of the fans are living in the past. Look, we need to stop living in the past. Bruce is the manager now. That was in the past. What was said was said. We can't change that. We can't do anything about it. We'll have to get behind him. He's the manager. If you don't want to get behind him, that's fine. If everyone has their own opinions, I respect that. But we need to stop living in the past.
Rich on UFC, you can join some point in the stream. And
the thing is, he's probably trying to make his name in the northeast. Like obviously Newcastle at the time probably wasn't available for him. And he's obviously took on Sunderland. At this time they were doing okay in the Premier League, and he kept them up. I think he got them the highest ever finish was a 10th place, something like that, at the time. So, at the end of the day, yes, I know his CV is not fantastic, but he's got the job now, and we've got to just get behind him. That's all we can do.
It's a hard job, guys, at any club that you're at. I'll tell you a funny story. This dream team stuff in the newspapers.
Yeah.
You have 50 million to spend, and you've got to buy so many players. You've only got 50 million. This, that, and the other. When I first started years ago, was a lass in the office. Says, I'll have a go at that. And we're like, shut up, man. You've never watched football, and you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. She picked it and she won. We all picked players out of the team. All those big hairy horse stories. Yeah, and she picked a team. We got nowhere, and she just picked players who she liked. As you do, like some girls do when there's a horse race or something.
The thing is, though, what we need to understand, managing Newcastle, it doesn't matter who takes the job. It's the most difficult job to do because we demand that we want to win something. It doesn't matter who took the job after Benitez. It was always going to be difficult for the next person who was going to be in that dugout, whether it was Bruce or whether it was, I don't know, Martin O'Neill, for example. Or it doesn't matter, just random name. It doesn't matter who took the job.
We'll demand to at least try to win something.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's a huge expectation to manage this football club, and I think, obviously, yes, I loved Rafa Benitez, but I think it's a little bit injustice on Steve Bruce. Yes, I did say I'd rather keep Rafa Benitez. I did say that if the takeover happened, but then you kind of think it's a bit disrespectful to Bruce, like he's on a contract. They might give him a chance. Who knows?
Hey, I loved Rafa. Don't get us wrong. I would look. If he came back, fantastic. But you had what no other managers ever had at Newcastle: job security. He didn't lose 10 games. We didn't win for 10 games on some stage last season. Nobody said a word. Yeah, we picked up after that because we had a really bad start, if you remember, guys. I remember. Top 6 and that. We didn't get a win for 10 games.
I tell you what, I was worried. I was worried in the Championship. I was worried in the Championship because we lost the away game to Fulham, and then we lost to Huddersfield at the time, who I didn't think were going to be where they were at the end of the season.
I remember that. I remember.
That was bad.
But like I said, any other manager would have been out on those probably after 5.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's because Bruce is not the most decorated manager. People don't want him. But at the end of the day, we don't have a say on who comes in and manages the club. It's the board, and they've hired Bruce. So,
Right, Sweeney. Well, before Sunderland, we look like we're going to win a game. Well, we've been changing since the formation change. We've looked a bit more better. That's the thing.
Being a bit more positive.
Brucini loves the fans, so he can win the fans over. Very similar with Gold and Silver and West Ham slated us after that sort of 5-1 win. But yeah, that's all in the past now, unfortunately. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter. The thing is, Bruce, right? He's a local lad. He's got his dream job, and whether he wins something or not, it doesn't matter. Like to say you've managed Newcastle United, whether you know what I mean, that's an achievement in itself. And he wants to try and do his very best. It's probably the biggest job he's going to get now in his career. And he said, if I'd refused it now, you would never have got that opportunity again. He's refused it in the past, which you can understand. But there's obviously politics and stuff behind it. But now he wants to try and do something. If he doesn't win anything, he's getting the best out of the squad.
You can't blame him for taking the job. No way. I mean, you had a bit of bottle to take, to be honest with you, because you want to what's the cliche? You want to hide into nothing, taking over from Rafa, aren't you?
That's what I said. It doesn't matter who takes the job. That's what I'm saying. You're going to be in for stick. Like if you don't get a couple of wins on your belt, and that's it, you're going to be criticised.
Yeah. Lehman says, "What do you think, Sharky? How many points could we get within the next couple of games?"
I've said we can get between 47 and 50 points. I think it's possible. It might be unrealistic to some, but why can't we be positive? Why can't we go out and take each game as it comes and try and get all 3 points? It's going to be uncertain times, playing behind closed doors with no fans, but we should be going out there to try and finish the season as strong as possible and try and aim for that points mark. And I think 4 or 5 wins isn't impossible. We're not asking for too much. We can go there and do something.
The NUFC. Oh, we did make the quarterfinals of the League Cup again under Rafa, but lost against Hull. Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, well, twice.
Andrew, NUFC.
At least it'll be no football hooliganism to worry about.
True.
Nobody at the ground.
We hammered Hull, but lost on penalties. Well, it's typical Newcastle being shit on a penalty shootout, isn't it?
Shock.
Jonathan, you check the facts. Yes, we did remember. Fully forgot about that. But yeah, we did. Oh, Dan Graham, his predictions. He thinks Sheffield United would be a draw. Villa would be a win. Bournemouth a draw. West Ham win. Man City lose. Watford lose. Spurs lose. Or do you think Mourinho's going to get his first win at St James's Park for when they come up? Brighton draw and Liverpool will be a lose as well.
Tough one. I don't know. I just think take each game as it comes. I don't like to try and make predictions now because the only way you're going to find out where the lads' levels are is after the first game against Sheffield United and maybe against Villa, because we've got 2 games now by sort of back to back within 3 days. We've got obviously Sheffield on Sunday, and then we've got Villa on the Wednesday at home. Where's the levels at with these lads? How they're going to get through the Sheffield United game. That'll determine where we're at for the Villa game, and if we can get through that one as well, then we've got a chance. It all depends. It's a strange one because we haven't played for a good 3 months, and now the players would normally be away on holiday preparing for the new season, so it's a bit strange.
Lawrence Taylor included beating Preston 6-0, even if they did make a lot of changes. Yeah,
that was that game.
6-0. I saw that.
Was that the cup game or not? Is that one where Mitrovic?
Preston back to back. We beat them 6-0 at the evening game, and then on my birthday on the Saturday, I would beat them 2-1 at Deep Hill.
I remember the 6-0 because I had a 4-0. I remember a 5-0. I remember.
Mitro's on fire. Your defense is terrifying. He started jumping up like that.
David Waller, he says you take over playing Stavely during call on Thursday. Oh, I heard Amanda Stavely's been having a thing with Barclays Bank apparently.
It's got nothing to do with the club, was it? I don't really like looking at that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, unless I hear something like the takeover's happened or it's not, then I don't really care about that. Really.
These people will have multiple lawsuits going on at the same time, and it's part for the parcel for these. They're always having stuff like that going on. It's nothing to them.
Yeah.
She'll probably have to get into court for 20 minutes and then she'll be in there.
The thing is, you know what, the amount of money that she's got, though, these business people, they're going to go to court over so many different things. It's for them.
Calls.
Do you know what it is? It's like Jeremy Kyle walking out. How you doing? What's the crack for today? And then they're like, well, I've got loads of money. I'll bail you out. Don't worry.
Lawrence Taylor says, totally agree that we should always get behind the team, but just think fan moral will be all-time low without this takeover. True, but
the players get. The thing is, I'm sorry to say, but it is, and you do need the fans. But the players get paid a lot of money a week. So especially our players, they're getting paid anything from 30 grand to 80 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? So they're professional footballers. So they need to go out there and just do the job. That's expected of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a little bit of the pressure it will be taken off them because, like I say, they're not going to have the fans on the back if they make a mistake. this, that, and making them a little bit more freedom, especially like to Joe Linton. He might come out of his shot.
Exactly. Mate, do you know what I said? I said even if the season had ended the way it was, like current season, I said, you know what? Maybe Joe Linton needs the next season to maybe make himself into a better player. Like, he looks at his first season of the Premier League, not so good because it's like a new league, it's a lot tougher. But next season, you never know, he might stop banging in some goals because he's sort of used to the flow of the league. Do you know what I mean?
I totally agree, because it was just Newcastle United's luck to get rid of him and he'll become a superstar within a couple of years.
Well, that's the thing.
Sure we did.
Yes,
we got rid of John Darrell Thomason. Yeah, we got rid of John Darrell Thomason. He was a flop in every regard. I think he went away and had a storm, and he was player of the season. Where did he go to? I don't know where he went when he left us. If he went to Juventus or something like that, but he was a totally different player.
Well, look at Mbabu at Wolfsburg. At the minute, he's absolutely he's a
Jeff Carter, theoretical structure archaeology, says straws are being clutched and wishful thinking about clickbait.
Do you know what it is? I think all of these so-called journalists, I think they're all looking for their own bit of clickbait, that title of, the takeover is going to happen, but it's not really happening, or it's a case of it's nearly there, but it's not nearly there, or the takeover's off, but it's not really off. It's, for me, I've just decided, right, you know what it is? Unless I wake up and I see it on Twitter, or I see it on the official website or whatever like that, it's done, then fair enough. But for now, we've just got to accept what we've got, unfortunately.
It's just rinse and repeat with a few wordings.
Copy and paste. Do you know what it is? It's copying. It's copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. That's literally all it is.
Taking the piss, basically. If this was your pal in the pub and he came in 1 week and says, look, guys, I've got a bit of info. Then he kept saying it week after week after. You wouldn't take any notice of him.
No. Lord still, especially after how much COVID-19 has had the last few months, and some fans who tell people to boycott games.
Do you know what it is? And it sounds daft to say, but just as well, I actually have boycotted this season and didn't get a season ticket because fans can't get their season ticket money back. I've kept all my money. I'm all right, mate.
Yeah, I don't understand this, guys. I've never had a season ticket before, but could this be part of the same scenario? They don't know who.
Oh no, but what? No, Mike. Actually, apparently, I've heard. I don't know if it's legit true, but 19 Premier League clubs have decided they're going to refund all of the fans in full any single tickets that they've bought for general sale or any cup games. Newcastle, on the other hand, I've heard nothing.
Yeah, but they're not going to supposedly going through a takeover, are they?
Well, that's the thing. We don't really know, though. That's why fans are getting concerned and they're asking for their money back. Obviously, allegedly, he's taking money for next season's season tickets as well, which is, I say allegedly because we don't know how true that is.
If he is, that's a bad sign. Why would he be?
That's why I say allegedly, because you don't know.
Yeah, why would he be concerned about next season if he's going any minute now? Apparently, the club's going to be sold.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 19 clubs have said, right, we're going to refund you regardless. But for some reason, we haven't budged, which...
Give them the money and add it on. It's going to be coppers to these new owners if we're going to have new owners. Give them the season ticket money back. It's a goodwill gesture. It's
a good start. It's a good starting point anyway. It's the easiest starting point.
Whenever a well-adored manager like Rafa with us or Fergie with Man United leaves, it will be always very difficult for their predecessor. Glad we've gotten behind Bruce, even if we didn't want him. Yeah, that's the main thing. Get behind the manager, get behind the team. That's the thing.
That's what I was saying last week. People say, "Oh, you've sharp changed your tune." Well, I'm sorry to say, but I'm a realist, and at the end of the day, I don't have a say on who the manager is. We don't have a say on who comes in, who gets sacked, whatever. For me, I think it's not Bruce's fault if this takeover doesn't happen. However, it does. Bruce is probably in the dark just like everybody else. The players are in the dark. But if you support the club, right, you'll get behind the manager and you'll get behind the lads regardless. Because if you support Newcastle United, and I hope I'm right here, you don't want to see the club relegated. You don't want to see the club fail. Regardless of who the owner is, you want to see the club, try and stay in the Premier League. Because this city needs Premier League football. I know it's just mid-table, but we need to be in the Premier League.
Yeah. The Premier League needs us.
It's important. Yeah. No, I agree.
Without being like too big-headed, or pompous, they do need a team like Newcastle and
passionate. We're a one club city. Passionate.
Ryan Sweeney, I want to be positive, but I cannot be under current management ownership. We all like to be positive, even though the owner is an absolute dickhead. But yeah, it's totally understandable.
Yeah.
Jeff Carter says, Do you think this COVID-19 has helped bring the fans together?
It's a difficult one with our fan base because I think we've always been divided. I think there's, you can't please every fan. That's the thing. Like some fans are for what you say, some are against you. But for me, the way I look at it is I'll do my thing, which is, once we get back into the stadiums, which will be next season, I've said I'll go back and I'll get behind the manager, I'll get behind the lads. And if fans have a problem with that, well, you go and voice your opinion elsewhere. I'm not against what you do. You go and do what you need to do, and I'll do what I need to do, which is to go and watch the games. Oh, but you're wasting your money. No. Do you know what? It's money that goes into the club. And yeah, you might say it goes to the owner, but it keeps the club, going long term.
Yeah.
The thing is, talking about money as well, you look at how money's important to other clubs like in League One, League Two, where they can't even get their leagues going. You know what I mean? Without the fans, and that's why Newcastle United, I know we're in the Premier League, but they still need money coming through. Otherwise, your club could just go bust.
Yeah.
Right. We are the club, basically. Without the fans, there isn't a club. You're the...
Right, Sweeney, best out of the squad. We have the worst stats in Europe. I know it does sound a bit concerning, but hopefully we can improve on that. So, but yeah. Liam says, Steve Bruce being a 5 rival clubs. If Middlesbrough offered him a job, he would go there, even though I don't class Middlesbrough as a rivalry. Well, I would say they're a rivalry, but they're not as big as what Sunderland are. I mean, like, they call it the Tyne's Derby. That's the thing.
Middlesbrough could beat us 3-0 and I wouldn't be bothered. Whereas if Sunderland beat with 3-0, I would be. If it was Sunderland, I would.
I'm in the same boat, yeah. Couldn't care less about Middlesbrough.
Lawrence says, would say Rafa's cup run did look better than we were in the Championship. Bruce has a much better squad than then. Still can't defend Rome v Rochdale and Oxford. You can't defend those. We should have at least beat them the first time attempts.
But the thing is, they're all irrelevant if you go on and win the thing, or even if you get the semi-final. Do you know what? He's done better than what most managers have done. Like, if he gets us to a semi-final, then you think, well, you know what? Great, good on Bruce. You know what I mean? He's proven things wrong. You know what? Bruce can only work with what he's got and with the tools he's got to work with. All managers that manage Newcastle and Ashley are in the same boat. Bruce is no different. Yeah, he's a head coach, but McLaren was a head coach and Pardew was a head coach, I believe. So Carver was a head coach. Joe Kinnear was a head coach. Nothing's changed.
I still think our Oxford game was one of the best I've seen in a long time. Now for passion and the end and St Maximum's goal at the end and that. Yeah, the League One was so what. It was a fantastic game.
But that's all down to Bruce, though. Like believing in these lads, give them a chance to run out. Say right, okay, go to Oxford. I know you drew 0-0 when you shouldn't have done, but go out and prove the fans wrong that we can't go out to Oxford on a night where we could go out and go and do it. Turn it on.
Yeah, man,
we used to go out a lot of the time.
All right.
Man, you see, there's nothing to be positive on Ryan unless changes at the club happen well. It's been just changed fair enough, fine. The NUFC again. We could beat Crammy and Macclesfield. In the first attempt, we struggled against Rochdale, who was fighting relegation in League One, and against Oxford, despite their winning, fighting for promotion League One. Well, still got past them. That is the thing.
The thing is, can I just put in? Also, you've got to remember, like for Rochdale, it's their one-off game, or Oxford, it's their one-off game. They've come first leg. Rochdale, we've went down to there. It's a bit of a show for them. They had belief. They got that 1-1. They went to St James's. Yes, it was always going to be tough. But Oxford, on the other hand, it's another one-off game for them. They're going to St James's Park, a full house. They're not normally used to 50,000 crowds. In League One, but, they've taken it to their place, and we've won. But you've got to remember, when you play clubs lower than yourself, it's their massive game. They're going to put you under pressure, and you've got to try and deal with it.
Most clubs struggle. That's why the FA Cup's so great, because most clubs struggle against them, against these lower teams. It's their final. They're all happy up, and it could make their career. Some guys could come out of that. If it wasn't for the FA Cup, some of these lower league players would probably never make it. But the FA Cup puts them in the spotlight. Puts them in the spotlight and they play out of the skin.
I'd like to say, when we get League One, League Two clubs, I'd never underestimate them, because it's a one-off game. And if they beat us, imagine the money that's going into their clubs as well. That could keep them good. It could build a new stand, or it could get them better facilities. Do you know what I mean? It's important.
Newcastle aren't the only club, the only Premier League clubs or Championship clubs that struggle against the lower teams in the FA Cup. Lots of them do.
They all
do.
Yeah. Lawrence says, if we got rid of Joe Lynn and he comes good in another country, fans will ask why we got rid. Already done it with Tony and Armstrong because he looked good in the EFL like Gale did. Well, one person we got rid of and we were happy, and he's been doing well over in Spain, and that's bloody Hostelu. We've not complained about that.
To be honest with you, I don't think I've really missed Hoslu, but Tony's doing all right at Peterborough. I know they didn't make it into the playoffs, they've just missed out, but he was League One top goal scorer. So he's doing bits. It's good to see he's moving.
I've been watching him really closely. He's doing really well. Ivan Toney. Yeah. I think even was rumour West Ham went for him at one time, but I think he'll eventually make it in.
I think so.
UFC Leighton Orient given the option to refund fans for their season tickets, but I chose to donate the money to the club. That's good to see, helping the clubs that could be financially struggling at this moment of time since they can't have fans. And then Dan Graham read somewhere that Sunderland are not giving refunds for season tickets after the season got cancelled. Greedy SW. Oh, I'm not sure if I read. Did they not make a U-turn on that? Or they're still...
I can't be 100%, but I do know a lot of the Sunderland fans on YouTube, they've been voicing their frustrations. I mean, it is totally understandable, but for League One sides, I mean, where they can't afford, obviously, the testing, they can't afford to get them leagues going, especially League Two. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you have to criticise the Premier League to say, why couldn't you have donated some money to the League One, League Two clubs, get their seasons going as well, and do your bit. But unfortunately, I know that's just my opinion against theirs. But I don't know. It's a difficult one.
What's the official word from Newcastle about this season ticket palaver then? Have they come up with any statements of why they're not refunding fans?
Newcastle and commenting, that's forbidden. That we don't comment. No comment.
So basic silence than nothing then.
Basically, hashtag on Twitter, no comment.
That's a weird one, that, definitely. Without going into the takeover thing, it's a weird one.
NUFC and they're only two, yeah. He is an interesting one. As a positive, do you agree that Mike Ashley has got to sell because he needs the money? He probably will need the money because his businesses are falling through. They're not making as the money. I mean, look what's happening to Debenhams. And
everyone's going on with the second wave and the second strike. I think Ashley's looking. What's going to be going on in the next 2 years? Is it going to hit again? And is this going to repeat itself? Is this going to be a regular thing? Or are we going to be playing in front of 25,000 next year?
Mike Ashley's shrewd, isn't he? What he does, he's not daft. From a business point of view.
Forward. We could be playing in front of 25,000 for a couple of years. Before the stadiums get full again, where everyone's sitting right next to each other. It could be
do you know what I've said on that, though? My opinion's always been, I don't agree with how they say, well, actually, only so many fans can go, and it's either you're allowed or you're not. You know what I mean? Because it means you're discriminating against other fans. Oh, actually, well, yeah, we're not going to let another 25,000. Say Newcastle, we're not going to let the other 26,000 in. I think either you let them in or you don't. Do you know what I mean? I think you take a risk. Unfortunately, that's what you got to do. But like I say, this is strange times for us, because we've not sat here now thinking, oh, we're trying to conclude the rest of the season. It should have been done and dusted by now.
Yeah. About the next comment, I think Ashley will sell even if the Saudi takeover does fall through well.
The Americans are behind. Well, that was the rumours, wasn't it? But I don't know where that's at.
Supposedly, but apparently this Morris guy's he's got less money than Ashley, so I've got an awful feeling if it falls through, we're going to get some. Better the devil. We'll cut out with somebody worse. You flop it.
Are you seeing another Ellis short from Sunderland? Tight.
Another, just as a parting shot. Yeah, I've sent the club, but look who you've got.
Lawrence Taylor felt more nervous for these cup games and league games for top sites. I totally get your point, Showy, but yeah, well, the thing is, Lawrence, we're still in it. We've got.
I know what he means. I think it's because we're in the quarterfinals. We've got Manchester City, tough side. It doesn't matter whether you play behind closed doors or what team Manchester City put out. We've got to be on our game in order to get a result. Even if there's fans or no fans, we've just got to try and play to our strengths. And if we could do that, we've got a chance.
Andrew, in UFC, usually teams doing crap in the league, doing well in the cups. I know we've had poor seasons in the league, but still managed to get far in the cups. Graham Souness's first season finished good 14th, but got to the semi-final.
Is that possible?
Well, as I said before, it should be our luck to get there and win it, and win it in front of an empty stadium.
But the thing is, if you think that's bad. If you think that's bad, Liverpool could win their first Premier League title in 30 years, and it's going to be a bit weird how they celebrate that title as well. You know what I mean? Theirs is worse.
They're obviously going to. I mean, I don't think anybody would bet against Liverpool not winning it, but yeah.
I think Sunderland will plan on giving them free streams.
I'm certainly not going to feel sorry for the Scousers.
Lawrence, I think Sunderland will plan on giving free streams to season ticket holders until they call off the remaining games. Well,
I still think, I know it's a bit difficult to say, oh, well, Sunderland should, refund fans in League One because, if Sunderland can't operate in League One with the money that's going through that league, it's difficult. But if you like the Championship and the Premier League where there's money coming through from the TV, then I think they should do. But for League One, I can't really speak for like Sunderland's financial side of it. Apparently, it's not very good. So, unfortunately, it's obviously hit them big time.
If Premier League clubs won't help Bury, they won't help anyone else in League One and League Two. Well, that's a shame what happened to Bury. I can't believe League One came in and helped save them or help.
I want to know what's going to happen to Stevenage in League Two because they still need to make up another club for League Two because Bury from League One, they obviously got extinct, didn't they? So I wonder what's going to happen to. Obviously, there's going to be a few clubs come up into the League One. They need an extra club. So
yeah. Andrew NUFC says, I agree, Shoggy, mate. I reckon it should be all fans or empty stadiums. Yep. So
I agree, Andrew. That's my point. I think football is nothing about the fans. You either let all fans in or you don't at all until it's safe that everybody can go back.
You don't think it'll be like a phased like getting them in only so many, this, that, and the other.
Do you know what it is? You know what it is, dude? You take a risk. You say, right, no, until it's safe to do so. And then when they say, right, you can all go in and enjoy the game, get behind the lads. And that's it. Not like, oh, well, the attendance at St James's against Man City was like 35,000 when you know for a fine fact you could have got an extra maybe 16,000, 17,000 if everyone could get in. There's going to be thing is it wouldn't work because there'd be protests outside the stadium. Well, why can't I go in, but he can? Or she can.
What about the grounds that like can't fill the stadium anyway? Just see like Sheffield, they've got an average of about 23,000 in a 40,000 people space them out, or they'll just let them go wherever they want.
I would just do what they were doing before all this kicked off. I think
let them in.
Let them in because at the end of the day, football, they need the fans. All clubs need fans, and that's the money that comes through the gates keeps the clubs going. I know, fair enough. You could say the Premier League, will make so much from TV rights, etc., and it's different for like League One, League Two, but that's how League One and League Two operate. They've not been able to complete their season because they rely heavily on the fans coming through the gates. Unfortunately, you can't just let a few fans in and none for the other.
If this American, when you get a season ticket, you pay for your seat, don't you? You don't want to be told where to sit there, sort of thing. But you paid for that privilege to sit there, so okay.
If this American takes over, we will do a Portsmouth. I'd have now built these American blokes at the time. I remember Michael Knighton. I've heard of him.
Michael Knighton.
Where were these Americans 2 or 3 years ago? Then if they're so keen to buy the club now, where the hell were they 2, 3, 4 years ago? Why don't they just buy it then? So I think it's a load of rubbish.
I think clubs should stream their games apart from the ones that are on Amazon Prime, Sky, Free Channel, or the BBC.
I'm sorry to say, but I think all football clubs have got YouTube channels, right? Now it's not about money. Fans aren't going in. I think there's some fans who've got season tickets who don't have BT, who don't have Sky, who don't have this, who don't have that. Why don't you just stream the rest of the games for the rest of the season on your YouTube channels and let fans have free access to watch them? If it's going to keep them indoors, if it's going to keep them away from the stadiums, if it's going to, health and safety measures, do it. At the end of the day, yes, football is about money, but when it's behind closed doors, it doesn't make any difference. Sky and BT don't need that money. They've got enough going through their companies as it is.
Liam and UFC, Barrow will go. I heard there's playoffs in the National League. Interesting. So he says the teams in the playoffs are Harrogate, Notts County, Yeovil, Bournemouth, Halifax, and Barnet due to points per game. Interesting. So look at this.
I knew Barrow were going up, but what I'm saying is if Stevenage go down, right, then you still, I don't know, will Stevenage not stay up because you then still need an added team to make up the league because obviously there's the 92 clubs at the minute. There's only 91. Do you know what I mean? If you relegate Stevenage, you got 90 clubs. If you take Barrow up, is somebody else going to go up with Barrow? And then it's a bit all confusing.
Well, guys, I haven't got any comments, but what I'll do is I'll drop the link in for any new people to come in, and I'm just going to quickly pop the toilet because I'm absolutely desperate.
Yeah, no problem, man. Everybody needs the toilet every now and again. But
by the time you get back, will have been 2 hours.
I hope so. Do you know what it is? I'm not saying I don't want the takeover. I want the takeover, but I don't talk about it because I get bored of my own voice actually talking about it. Because until it happens, then I'll stop believing in myself for that reason. But I don't know. The more I talk about it, the more I start losing faith.
Especially if you're talking about it online, you're going to get straw man. You said it was going to go through 2 weeks ago.
Well, I said about 6 weeks ago. You'll probably hear something by the end of May. going into June time, and obviously I've done out since. But the thing is, I thought the club would have at least updated us. I know they say, well, we're trying to get Project Restart, but it's at the point now where we know exactly when the games are kicking off. Why don't the club just come out and say something? Be honest.
That's the annoying thing. It's the silence from the club.
Yeah,
that never changes, does it?
Somebody must. Yeah.
You know, I understand the NDA is non-disclosure. I understand all of that, but somebody somewhere knows something. Somebody does. Whether it's going to happen or not, somebody knows. But that's what I'm
saying. Like, why can't somebody come out from the club and just say, right, such and such has happened, and we're either getting to take over or we're not. At the end of the day, we need some sort of news so we can then back the lads for the remainder of the season or next season. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, I've said from the very start, I'll not be shocked because
give a definitive date, and I don't care. It could be 4 months from now, but give a definitive date when it's going to happen, when there's going to be a yes or a no. But then we'll all just shut up and get on with things and wait for that date instead of all the speculation and this sort of that, because that's the thing that's annoying everyone. Like, why isn't anybody saying anything? So if somebody just comes out and gives a definitive date, it could be months away and we'll be happy with it. We'll just wait for that date.
Tell you what, Peter, four boxes worked the last time you done a stream. Try and get a 4 person.
Yeah, do that again.
I think anything more than 4 people, I think it gets a bit too all over the place.
Yeah. I don't think anyone new's coming yet. Lauren says, think Gator will get the playoffs in the National League North.
Yeah.
Decide on points per game and they play. We've heard nothing. I don't know what has been coming off from the National League North.
It's cancelled. No one's gone up. It's start all over again because South Shields didn't get their promotion from the division below.
Yeah. Oh well then.
But I think Gator can go again next season. I think they've got a chance.
I think they do. Yes, I've heard that the La Liga president said that 30% of stadiums can be filled with fans. Try telling 70,000 Barca fans that they can't go in, lol. But I think that's going to be unfair on a lot of fans.
I just think the way I look at it, you've either let the fans back in, or if it's not safe to do so, just wait on and just be patient until we can all go back. Don't just let so many fans go in and then so many fans can't go in, because you're just asking for trouble. You're asking for protests.
That's why I raised the question. I heard the same thing. It's going to be phased, so many, judging on the average attendances, and we're going to do it that way. That's why I asked the question. So we'll wait and see.
Yep.
Lawrence says it's only Stevenage going down from League 2 and Ebbsfleet might survive in the National League despite sitting 21st.
But the point is, if Stevenage go down, that means there's only 90 clubs, you need 92, so that means you keep Stevenage up, but then you've got to promote someone like Barrow, and then maybe, I don't know, it's a difficult one to how they're going to go about it. You've got to have 92 clubs in the 4 divisions.
Jeff Carter, there'll be questions in Parliament next. Again, that's still happening. Liam, NUFC, Barrow and whoever joins them and the 3rd relegated clubs from League 1 will make it back to 92 clubs. Yeah, right.
See what happens. It's a tricky one.
Basically, it's well within the Premier League, isn't it? I don't think it's a politics thing, the football and stuff, is it? I think it's all decided within the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
NUFC linked with Umut Miraz, 24-year-old left back who plays for Le Havre. Never heard of him.
I don't like buying all these who we're linked with and stuff at the minute because we just don't know what's going on with the current season.
Lawrence says, just glad that with all the speculation, the transfer window won't open until 27th of July at the earliest.
I've heard it could be open until October. That's what I've heard.
I've heard it's already open. Was it on Chelsea making signings, or is that just rumour?
No, they're not allowed. I don't think they're allowed until August.
Yeah, but I think
this Timo Werner stuff just a speculation thing, is it? Then?
Oh no, I think it could happen. It could happen like sort of in the season, like behind closed doors, and then what they'll do is once August comes, they'll start like phasing it in. Right, okay, you're going to go through now. You're now an official Chelsea player after August. They might have already spoken about it, but they can't officially legally do the deal until
probably like agent talk and that sort of stuff.
Pretty much.
I'm sure agents do a lot of consult, behind the scenes and this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Secret handshakes and all that. Yeah, he wants to come, this, that, and the other.
Plus Stevenage going down, yeah. Liam, NUFC, apparently Kingsley are not going up on points per game. Well, if they've cancelled the season completely, National League North, don't think they can.
I think the National League North. I heard, well, from what I heard, it was basically the season was done, cancelled. It was because they put an announcement on Gateshead's official website in Facebook and Twitter.
Jeff Carter says, quite right, all or nothing, and it's people's lives. Yep, 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to get it right, haven't they? This phased return or what? I mean, they have to get it right because, I mean, if they don't, that's a bit of a landmine, isn't it, if they didn't get it right, I suppose. So.
It's after I was watching it on the PlayStation before. I was watching the Spanish second division game, and I tell you what, mind, it was for a second division game. It was a bit feisty. There was actually a few. I don't know if they were fans or what, but there was a few people in watching.
Yeah, right.
They've just got the Spanish league back now, haven't they? But they show they show the second division live on YouTube for free, so you can watch it. But obviously, I can watch the bigger division if I wanted to. But no, I was wanting to see what it was like over there. And it seems to be going all right.
You watching any Sweden games because apparently they didn't even have a lockdown?
Oh, they're paying for it now. I've heard apparently the virus is bad over there.
The lockdown on their country there.
They were 2 or 3 months ago, they were still allowing gatherings of up to 49 people. So I was just wondering what was happening with that football league.
On their country now.
I think they cancelled. I don't know if they cancelled the football season, but I know they weren't playing any games.
All right.
So they haven't done a lockdown still, Sweden, I'm guessing, have they?
I don't know, but I just know that they're paying for it. Apparently, the virus is still there. I mean, like I say, even in this country, I know it's easing a bit, but it's still there. People don't understand.
It wasn't as restrictive as like the UK's and America and that sort of stuff. Because they
weren't even bothered. Their attitude was like, got to work.
Gatherings of 49 or more, or less, no more than 49, this, that, and the other. So I was just intrigued to wonder how they were handling their football league.
Tell you what, mind, when all this goes back to normal and we can't go back to games and say but the normality comes back, it's going to be a strange world, isn't it? Everyone's going to be so cautious around other people and that. The way the world goes.
I said this to one of my pals, it's never going to be seen. There's going to be ramifications that go on for years. It's going to be like, cough or sneeze in front of somebody. They'll still be looking at you like from outer space. It's never going to get back. It's got a long time to get back to normal. And by then, something else will have come along.
Lawrence says, will likely be open until 30th of September / 1st of October. Play still in the Champions League, Europa League will probably only move once their team is knocked out. Example, if we agree to sign someone from Atlanta.
Well, apparently the Champions League's meant to be moving. The final was supposed to be in Istanbul. Apparently it's actually at Benfica's ground. That's where the final's going to be. It's getting moved. So apparently they're going to conclude the rest of the Champions League this season, but they're going to be knockouts, like game-by-game knockouts.
In Sweden, the cases and deaths are going up. Well, yeah, that's why they didn't do a lockdown, unfortunately.
No, why? If you're too naive, you pay the penalty, unfortunately.
That's the problem.
Saying that, go on. Sorry, remember when we won the championship, I was in Shearer's Bar. No, my name, but I'll still call it Shearer's.
You got that right first time. That was right.
And that Jack Grealish goal went in, and I tell you what, before then there was, because you normally know the immediate people around you. If you know them, you didn't. And back with strangers, right? Shearer's Bar. That Jack Grealish goal went in, there was blokes hugging each other, jumping up and down, and kissing each other on the cheek. And I swear, we won there for your cup. I'm being exactly the same.
I was in the Gallagher when I heard about that. I was in the Gallagher. I was like, we're going to get second, yeah. But when I heard about that, everyone just started jumping up as if we'd scored. We're still playing. No one scored. And I realised it was Villa.
We could hear it. We could hear it underneath because obviously we're right underneath the Gallagher stand.
Yeah, I was in that stand.
It was like crescendo, like a wave, like something happened upstairs in Shearer's on the first floor.
Oh, that was do you know what? I know that was championship, but that was a great afternoon. That honestly,
I've still got the video on my phone. Fantastic, man. Best night ever.
Rafa's emotions that afternoon. He just didn't know what was going on. Rafa was like,
right. Yeah. I think most of us will take the risk and when they're for your cup, we'll be jumping up and doing and grabbing the first local woman next to her and just celebrating regardless.
He says, "Oh, interesting one." Andrews in UFC says, "Who do you think will end up our leading scorer this season?" Wow. So top
Well, at the
scorer,
minute,
still
Georgia
Shelby in
Shelby,
it.
5.
Anyone? Hmm.
Oh, that's a difficult one because
You get a can of odds for Joey Linden, though, wouldn't you? Know, so
you're behind closed doors, no fans.
I'd say probably Almiron because I think he's got 4 or 5, hasn't he?
What about Sainty? What about Sainty? What about Sainty?
Oh,
Because Alan's he's a crowd player, so I think if he gets another goal over the
Then again, Shelby, Shelby's got 5. I mean, he's leading the way. I mean, if he gets a couple of goals, you know what I mean? We're not the highest goal scorers in the league. I think we're pretty low on goals. Oh yeah, we're joint with Norwich, aren't we? We're 25.
Oh, this is a good one from Jeff. He says, "In my opinion, YouTube channels, etc., is better than total sport. How do you feel about the change in your world?" Well, I'm glad I've now done YouTube. I like to get my opinions out. And yeah,
you could do this. You could talk to other fans as well. I think it's good.
Andrew, and you see Miggy, good shout out. Well, it looks like Lawrence is ready to come in the live stream, so we'll get him in now. So here we go.
Hey guys,
does that mean you need someone to drop or nothing?
No,
we'll try 4. We're going to try 4.
You got 4.
Hi, Lawrence. You good?
Hey guys.
Lawrence.
Hey.
So Lawrence, as you can see, I know you've said it in the live chat, but how many points do you think we can't pick up throughout the rest of the season?
I think we'll end up with 45, maybe around 44, very similar. But obviously, I think we'll finish 13th.
Possible, but if we can get more than happy days, it's possible.
Well, yeah, and especially with the formation change.
Yeah, Bruce had to change that, definitely.
I think we're very difficult to predict, aren't we, Newcastle? I think you just don't know what you're going to get from week by week.
I think the league's going to be difficult to predict with games behind closed doors, but again, the players should still be putting in the effort. I think Liverpool, it'll probably affect them more, maybe similar with Palace. Then again, I know Palace haven't been very good at home this season, if I remember correctly.
They're 3 points above us. They get 1 win, they're safe.
Yeah, but I think maybe for us, against Spurs and Liverpool, I think we will be affected badly. But maybe it's like other games, players like Julian I mentioned, people like easily get on his back, maybe because he was like, people were saying 40 million's number 9, so everyone's expecting loads of goals from him, even though he's not worth that much. And maybe something dodgy about the 40 million price tag. But there has been some games where fans have just been like not really like chanting, but instead spent more time getting on the players' backs for like the first misplaced pass basically than saying come on, or like chanting.
Yeah. Aye. I see where you come from there, Lawrence. So you think when we kick off, do you think it'll be a draw against Sheffield United?
Yeah, I think maybe part of that's down to the fact that they'll be playing in midweek away at Villa.
Possible.
I think I know what you mean because of the match fitness, because they would have played a game, so obviously they'll have their match fitness up, so they might be up for it a bit more.
But a bit coincidentally, we actually play Villa after Sheffield United.
I think we could be safe by Wednesday, personally. I really do. I think we'll beat both of them. I really do. If we play our game, why not?
But obviously Sheffield United, it is winnable.
But they're a good side, though, under Wilder.
I think 4-2-3-1's kind of made it even more unpredictable because most these teams, because pretty much everyone else we've got to play, we've played 5-4-1 against them. Maybe they'll be expecting that, and think they're going to have a lot more possession than they actually do.
Lawrence, what do you make of I know I was saying to Peter before, what do you make of the 6 o'clock kickoff away to Bournemouth? I know the fans aren't going, but imagine that being like an actual kickoff on a Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Quarter kickoff at Bournemouth away.
It's a bit crazy. I would have preferred something like 7:45 or 8 o'clock.
Dodgy this guy,
Amazon
aren't they?
Prime. That's what should have happened when Amazon Prime were doing the first midweek games.
I didn't.
7:45 right o'clock.
I said, Lawrence, every YouTube channel on the Premier League or Championship, they should all stream the games for free.
I agree with that as well. And also, if it's 6 o'clock, some fans will still be at work, and not even just on like a late shift, just at work. I mean, I'm gonna have to miss, some episodes of The Simpsons, but to watch the games against Villa and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's worth it then.
Yeah. I think we'll beat Villa and then draw against Bournemouth.
Yeah. This is a good one from Andrew NUFC. I know it's been tough on people, but the lockdown has been great for these live streams, getting fans involved. Oh, yeah, 100% agree. I think it's been well worth doing them at this moment.
And also stuff like, when you're able to do online quizzes on YouTube or even with your family on Zoom. Because obviously, me and Sharty have been doing quizzes with on Lee Charles's channel.
Well, I missed it yesterday, but well done yesterday. I completely. I was about 50 minutes too late, but I didn't end up doing it in the end. But it was tough.
I mean, if I'd just missed it, I'd probably just go straight to the start.
Don't cheat.
Obviously not.
Don't look at the answers.
Right, Speedy St. James' is more depressing than a morgue. I know some people there. I heard a photo that was shared, and you see all the rust and all the paint just coming off certain bits off the ground and all that. And yeah.
I know it definitely needs a lick of paint, doesn't it?
I get what you mean. I agree, but unpopular opinion. But I feel like this is something that wouldn't have been brought up if Mike Ashley had backed Rafa.
I agree.
I just feel like maybe it's that to a degree has led to fans just looking for anything to complain about.
I think you know what, in fair enough, I did say something maybe a couple of years back on YouTube, and I'll just say we're just nitpicking now with little things because nothing's going our way. I think I said it before. You know what? I said I'll boycott the season. I'll go back, and if it's Bruce, if we've still got the Mike Ashley, I'll go. I'm not there to support the owner. I'm there to go and support the badge that I wear, which is Newcastle United. That's the club I support. So when I go watch Gateshead, I want to go and support the lads.
Yeah, that's it.
Just to go off tangent a little bit, have any of you been watching the German games?
Yeah, I've watched one or two. Not exciting, like, but
not really.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed a lot of the German stadiums still have standing areas?
Yes,
in certain areas. Aye.
I
mean, they've still got the fences, but they've got standing areas as well in certain sections. Like not the whole ground, but a lot of like a corner section here and a corner section there, or standing. As you can see the rails.
Aye. I was gonna say I haven't got BT Sports. I haven't been able to watch much. I mean, I've chosen the Newcastle's live stream games over Bundesliga games.
Lawrence, so you can watch it on catch up on YouTube, BT Sport.
Oh yeah. I'll might give some games.
All you got to know is go subscribe to the BT YouTube channel, and then you can watch all the games, the highlights up. You can watch the highlights.
Yeah.
Okay, so just again,
the reason I brought that up, guys, was because it'll be interesting to see in the coming months whether they keep them standing areas, with this COVID thing, or whether they just go back to all seating again.
Difficult with Germany, like compared to where we are. It's difficult.
Just read some more comments. Sean Lynch says, "Hi, hope you're keeping well." Jeff Carter says, "So technically, is it possible to Zoom supporters to the big screen? If so, how many?" Oh,
that's a difficult one because so many people are going to sign up, and I think Zoom you can probably only have so many people.
Do you know what it is? I don't even believe in the cardboard cutouts. I think it's very plastic. I really do. I just think just get on with the season and just finish it.
As well.
Yeah, I suppose if we were to do, I think it's going to the food bank, which I'm all for it.
Well, I didn't know about that, but if that is the case, yeah, I'm all for it. But if it's not, if it's just because. If you want just cardboard couch to make the stadium full, then you're just asking for trouble. If one of them catches fire, it's a Bradford City disaster.
Yeah, we would have absolutely slaughtered Sunderland if they ever did. If they did that,
I look at it as plastic. If it's not for the food bank, but if it goes for a worthy cause, I'm all for it. Try and make as many as possible.
Yeah, but I think for the Zoom thing, that would be pretty complicated. Plus, as fans, what kind of view you're going to get? If you're going to get, say, the view same view you'd get if you're watching game on telly, then fair enough. But what if it's still say the same view you'd get from your seat.
Oh, by the way, the fake noises that they're going to be making as well. You know, when you're watching the games, they say you can get like, oh no.
Aye.
Just watch it as it is.
Yeah.
What about giant screens in the where the seats are? Just direct some giant screens and have a stream like this.
Yeah,
well, from the comfort of your own home. It's better than nothing.
That's what might have been referring to with the Zoom. But
it's not going to be the same, though. That's a thing. Until we get everyone back in the stadium.
It'll never be the same, but it's just an alternative, you know, a second best sort of thing.
Oh, I think they want to get fans involved.
Yeah, you can never replicate the real thing. It's impossible.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll be able to hear the insults and I don't know?
Refs that's something I am actually looking forward to. Like when the games come back,
hearing the players talking to each other. And
that's why I'm not going to turn the sound on. I want to hear what the managers are saying. I want to hear what the players are saying. You don't often get to hear that because it's too loud. I want to hear it.
Yeah. With the old grounds in the non-league, you can hear it, but in the now with 53,000, you can't hear a thing.
I'll tell you what though, I want to hear the stadium VAR. I want to hear that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah,
because
I tell you what, mate. This will be funny. You know what they say VAR, but we're going to go to Stockley Park. Actually, there's nobody there because there's no one there to control it.
And hopefully,
the managers and the coaches going to
in the ground.
When the match has started, you know, and it's going to be a heated game, or the manager like Brucey and the coach is going to forget that there's no crowd there and we can hear every word that they say.
Yeah.
On the same thing, the players, are they going to forget we can hear every single word that we say? They're going to have to be really careful. It's going to be interesting.
Surely it's actually out 100%. Ryan Sweeney, there's more joy in a funeral than St James's Park at the moment.
I wouldn't say that personally.
Then again, the fans still go back at the end of the day. Like before this all kicked off, we're still, I know, fair enough, you could say the 10,000 season tickets, but even 43,000 still decent for the Premier League.
Like,
just says, oh, look, I'll join in 10 minutes. Good old Archer.
I say,
my gosh, you
want to come on out. Archer's coming on, I'll drop lads.
10 minutes. He said he'll be about 10 minutes. Well, that was about 3 minutes.
I think when we hear players shouting at their teammates. I mean, imagine Richie, Lascelles, Dubravka haven't got, say, Yedlin or Bentaleb because they've been caught out of position or they failed to make a tackle that they should have been able to get. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like, I want to see and hear what the managers, like, how they get their points across. The players, you don't often get to hear that unless you go to like a non-league game where there's not as many crowd there. But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and not just the Newcastle players, the opposition players.
This will be the best one. Joe Linton, move. Joe Linton, move. Bruce, move.
Jeff Carr saying that's it, Quinny.
Or say at the same time we've got Andy Carroll and Joe Linton on the pitch. Carl will be like, yeah, move.
No, like Jeff Carr.
Well, like I said, they might forget. They're so used to there being 53,000 in there and relying on the cameras might not pick this up. They might not pick. What if Brucey just forgets himself one thing and joy?
Oh no, I think they do know that's going to happen. I think they are aware that there's going to be swearing. That's how the game rolls. Basically, there's nothing you can do about that. Fortunately,
yeah. But I think it's a lot easier for me to hear players at Gateshead, even though I'm like right up at the top, than even at Newcastle if I'm low down.
But Jeff Carr says
I'm in the sing section at Gateshead.
Jeff Carr says that's it, Quinny. So he's just referring what you were saying before. Oh, that's a good one from Andrew NUFC. We will be able to hear Richie and Dubravka.
We'll be able to hear the connection on that corner flag when he kicks it.
I saw which Mitrovic was playing for again. No, just to hear him.
And you do like Mitrovic. No, you're not a fan of Mitrovic.
For his temperament, his temperament.
The problem I have with Mitrovic was I just don't know. I think he's basically a championship striker, and he proved it with Fulham last season. Yeah, fair enough. The squad probably wasn't the best, but they spent a lot of money on it, and he's still, there to score goals for Fulham. And for me, he didn't do enough. Yes, he may get them promoted again this season, But will Fulham stay up? It all depends. I think you need that striking partner alongside him. Fulham need that at the side. Sorry, Lauren.
I just think the bigger problem with Mitrovic was the players that had, like Shirley in particular, just weren't trying.
When I said I wished he played for, it wasn't for his football abilities. It was for the
trouble. You know what it is? When we sold him, when we officially sold him, I wasn't disappointed. I thought, you know what it is? He needs to go to a club where he's going to get a lot of games, not just be popular.
Mitrovic in an empty stadium with all the arguments that he caused and the controversy. That's why I wish he played for, because we'll be able to hear everything now.
Can you imagine Mitrovic and Carroll all heated?
Yeah.
I get what you mean, but we're going to upgrade on Rondon, but obviously...
Well, he didn't last very long. He left.
Aye.
Well, it's a good one. If I remember, St James's Park Ground used to be a tip in the 70s. Westwood was a parasite. Westwood was a pirate.
Pirate? Well.
No comment, I wasn't born.
Nah, neither was I, but I did hear towards the end of the 70s we had very similar owners now.
Yeah, but most grounds were a dump in the 70s.
Yeah, you got to remember, technology wasn't good back then to what it is now.
We're all dumps in the 70s. Yeah. More like fire hazards and should have been condemned, but it was what it was at the time.
Yeah. Liam, NUFC's Gator thinks he's got more ambition than Newcastle. Shows we are a joke. Any difference is we're up at the top in the leagues and Gator are right down in the National League.
Yeah, I think he means ambition to move forward.
Yeah, I think Williamson can move Gator forward.
I mean, obviously with the owner difference in owners, how much they care for the club.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, again,
so without being too insulting, lads, have you never stood at a match before then? Did you never stand on a terrace? Terrace, like a terrace.
No, yes. I've never. Nah, not for me. Not back then.
I think it was actually the year I was born when.
That's what I'm saying. But back in the day when Newcastle were probably good, and then you look at it now and it's just sorry, lads, go on.
I think.
But what I mean was, sorry, go on.
I think the year I was born was actually the year that was the deadline for clubs to have all-seater stadiums because of the Hillsborough disaster. I'm just wondering if it might be why the idiot who owns MK Dons relocated Wimbledon to the MK. Just thing I read.
I just don't know how they operate their stadium because for one, it's a big stadium, but yet they don't fill it.
Yeah,
it's a good one from Andrew NUFC. Who do you reckon should be our starting centre back pair? I think I'd keep Lascelles and Fernandez as my two centre backs. I think those are two have done very well.
I think players like Cher, Lejeune, even Kieran Clark, they will probably get the chances because I think there'll be a lot of rotation.
I've always said Kieran Clark's underrated.
Aye, and that's kind of why they do it. You could have 9 subs on the bench and make 5 of them in a game.
Don't change something that's not broken. That's what I'd say.
We'll be ready to come in a moment. Good old Archer. Well, as Archer, I'll drop the link in for you and you can come in. This Jeff says the Leazer's end was a treat, just a little frightening when young. Oh,
okay, I get what he means.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll be ready in any moment.
If you've never experienced the Gallagher corner end, you just never ever lived. Honestly, guys, it's hard to put into words. I mean, it's quite scary sometimes as well. If you got out without getting chinned or breathing down somebody's neck, which I nearly did once, or you didn't get pittled on or crushed to death, but it was still great.
Yeah, I'm always in East Corner for the cup games.
Right, great man, absolutely fantastic.
Yep. Well, hopefully we'll be ready in a moment. So,
right, chaps, I'm gonna drop. And I'll let this guy come in. Just have a good night and hope.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
We'll have a good night, lads, and
yeah, you too.
Hope the next time we meet up, that thing might have happened. Right, take care, lads.
The T word, which no one really likes to talk about.
And I won't mention. Right, cheers, guys.
Take it easy, mate. Have a good night. Stay safe. Keep well.
Well, you know who's ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Archer.
Alright, how you doing?
Aye.
Alright,
How you doing, man?
I'm alright.
It's
How was
good to hear.
the Archer? How was the quiz?
It's actually getting I'm almost finished, to be fair. So be ready for Sunday.
What time?
6:30, isn't it?
Good
6:30.
lad. No, just keeping you on your toes. Just just checking in on the times.
Do you want to read some more comments out?
If there's any more. Oh, all right, Archer, since you just joined in, how many points can we pick up from the remaining 9 games left of the season?
I'm gonna go for a gamble here. I would say I think we'll be lucky if we get at least 10 or 11 points at least. I've got faith in the team anyway. So the most important thing is supporting the lads with until the end of the season. That's all that matters. So with the remainder of the season, I'm going to go for at least 10 or 11 points for Newcastle.
It's possible. It is possible.
Yeah, quite similar to what I predicted.
I think I've been a bit. No, do you know what? I think we'll get more. I think we could get anywhere between 12, 15 points. If we're on with a game, we've got a chance. But as long as we get over that 40, 42 point mark, I think we'll be looking at the next season and see where we go from there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of comments I'll read out. Carter says, "Remember the newsstand?"
The newsstand.
Is it one that was brought in when the stadium was expanded to 50k?
Probably.
Because like level 7.
Who would you start out of Lazaro or Richie on the right-hand side of the 3? Simple
Richie.
Richie.
I'd actually go with Lazaro. I mean, maybe just because Richie didn't have a very good game against Southampton. Lazaro, much better game against West Brom.
I like Richie more better.
I think Richie's a better player like at home, and obviously I think there's an attitude for certain players how they play. Like if they play at home in front of the fans, are a lot better. If they play away from home, if it's a bit far away, they might not play as well. I don't know. I mean, I might be superstitious, but I don't know. I think Richie's got a good attitude, but Lazaro wouldn't be a bad shout either, personally.
Yeah.
The first games kick off next Wednesday, isn't it? That's where it's starting.
Villa and Sheffield United, and you've got Man City against Arsenal.
Talking of Arsenal, they got beat off Brentford today 3-2 at the Emirates.
Oh, did they? Where was it at?
At the Emirates. They got beat 3-2. Arsenal went 1-0 up at half time, and then Brentford came back in the second half and scored 3.
Wow.
They went 3-1 up, and then I think Arsenal got one at the end. Sorry.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, the Arsenal fans at the minute are fuming. They're like, "Oh, back to business with Arsenal getting beat." Yeah, both playing their stronger sides, by the way.
Yeah, because I know they did beat Charlton 6-0 at the weekend, I think.
And have a guess who I've got for promotion? Brentford.
Aye.
I've gone West Brom and Leeds to go automatically, and I've gone for Little Brentford. The new stadium, I don't know. I've got a good feeling they're going to do it, me. Go on, Brentford. Through the playoffs. Go on, Brentford.
You want to see Robbie was back filming outside there, the Emirates.
You can, though. You're allowed. You're allowed.
Yeah, because I think Lee from Newcastle Fans TV, he'll probably do some pre-match film, maybe some film at St James's Park on the home match days.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's a pub, you could then probably go and watch in the pub.
I think I'm going to be. I think I'll just watch. I think I'll just watch the games at home, and I'll just do me previews and reviews at home just to stay safe. And then once I know it's safe to do, so I'll then start doing like recordings at St James's. But for now, I'm looking at my own health and safety as a priority, not to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Good one. I think the FA Cup has to be thing. Can't see us going down. I don't think I can see us going down, but
yeah, I can't see us going down, and I'd probably put more focus onto the cup than the league at the minute. We've got winnable games, unfortunately. I think it's going to be. I think it's strange for every club because there's no fans. It doesn't matter if you play in your own stadium or not. We're all in the same boat. We're all on the same fitness.
Interesting one from Andrew. Will you be going to St James's Park for previews or reviews? We'll probably head back when it's safe to do so at this moment of time.
Thing is,
Yeah.
they haven't. The thing is, though, Peter, sorry to butt in. I don't think the players or the managers or anybody have said this. They're not saying that you can't go to the stadium like outside the ground on match days, but it's advised not to. Just let the players go in, do their job, let them play the games, and then let them go home and recover and let them come back and do the away games. They don't really want fans there unless you're like a journalist or something like that. They're not letting that many people around the stadium. I think it's important just to respect the players' privacy and the manager's privacy.
I think they'll probably have like special seat names for like the journalists going into the ground.
Thing is, even just being outside the ground, like even if you just stand outside the club shop or stand outside, I think for me, just stay at home. That's what I say.
Yeah.
But
like for the Chronicle,
If we're gonna do that, we'll be mass gathering.
Yeah.
But even if you just turn up on your own, just stay at home.
Yeah, that's the thing. So go back to the
sorry, Lawrence, I interrupted you. Sorry.
For example, for the Chronicle, it could just be Lee Ryder turned up and then somebody there to film his like post match thoughts, for example. Or maybe they could do the press conferences on Zoom. And actually, come think of it, the stream reader could be an idea for previews for the remaining games.
Well, I've got an idea for how I'm going to do my reviews. I'm actually not going to do like reviews how I normally do them for the remainder of the season. I'm actually going to do it like a live stream, like after the game, so fans can actually talk about the game, get things on the chest.
Come on.
I'll do my previews as normal, but I think reviews are, because it's going to be strange. I'll just do like live streams for like a couple of hours so people can talk about the game, like what they thought of it, and then get more fans interacting.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Sorry, rather than just talking to a camera for like 7 minutes and people getting bored.
Yeah.
Aye.
That's the thing, Yeah. So go back to your thing, Andrew. We'll only be going back to do video sits in James's Paul when it's safe to do so. Yeah. Andrew NUFC says, looking forward for the previews, fellas. Yes, I'll be looking forward to getting those back out. Same with you as well, Shaggy. We've so missed doing these, definitely. And
that's why I've taken a break from YouTube for a bit, just to sort of wait till the Pro Football comes back. I'll get the preview going next Friday, 2:00, which rhymes with a game. 2:00. Is it 2:00 against Sheffield? It is, isn't it? I said my previews will always be out 48 hours before kickoff. So it'll be Friday.
Be on Sky's free channel as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't really want to keep talking about the takeover because I get bored of it. And there was a story about Matty Longstaff. Until it's concrete, I'll not talk about it. It's just talk, isn't it? That's the way I look at it.
I know what I mean.
It kicks off next Sunday for us, isn't it?
Yeah. With the lads.
Jeff Carter says, "Do we know the protocol if players start testing positive?"
There's been one positive test case. Sorry, today. I don't know who it is, if it's a manager or a player, but they've had tests today. There's been one confirmed case. There was a confirmed case yesterday. Where the Stoke City manager, he arrived at Carrington to take on Man United, he tested positive, so that game got cancelled. But today there's one.
Yes.
But there's been one.
Play for us, Michael O'Neill.
But yeah, I hope he recovers soon. But there's been one from the Premier League. We don't know who that is, unfortunately.
I think that's going to remain confidential until.
I just don't think they should be giving out that information. I think if they've caught it, just what I mean.
I think maybe from next week. More names will get revealed for who's tested because the manager will have to tell them they're going to have to miss the game.
Yeah.
In the press conference. But as I say, I think for press conferences, I think it might be better to do them online, and journalists can just join a Zoom call and ask the manager the questions.
That's my point though with the testing. Like 1 week it could be okay. And then leading up to a game, you could test positive. Obviously, fingers crossed, nobody does. But that's the difference that we've seen, in the Premier League and the Championship. There's been a lot of cases in the EFL. Of course, there's 4 extra clubs. But in the Premier League, one day there could be nothing. The next day there could be 1 or 2. Like today there was 1. Yeah. Leading up to the games, it's going to be strange because some players will have to, self-isolate for a week and a bit. It's strange times.
That's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, we wish those who have tested positive a speedy recovery and that they pull through this very well indeed. So, yeah.
But yeah, what I think players should do, unless they're going to training, going shopping, they should still try and stay in the house.
I do trust that our players have been sticking to their routines. They've been training really well. They've been keep themselves fit, because these are paid, athletes, and they want to do the best for the club, and I believe they've kept in shape. And Bruce has given them a fitness plan. They've been working with the other coaches. They've been talking to the doctors, and I think from the signs I've been getting, apparently we're in really good shape, and we're just looking forward to the game to kick off, which is only a good time.
Yeah, because it's only one positive test out from the latest round.
That's what I'm saying. I think we're looking good, Nick. I know, fair enough, we probably shouldn't really be conceding 2 goals against Middlesbrough, but thing is, the fitness just isn't up. We can look at it both ways, but I don't know. I think the players are round to go, and that's only a good time.
I suppose friendlies you can't read too much into, because obviously, got beat 6-1 late or then just dominated the championship.
I'll be honest, when I did hear that the score was 3-2, I was a little bit, we've conceded 2 against Middlesbrough, but when I kind of look at the bigger picture and where the fitness is, I was like, maybe I'm a bit
down against Borough as well.
What's that?
We're actually 2-0 down in that game.
That's what I'm saying. I took it a little bit too seriously. I was like, we're 2-0 down against Borough. What are we doing? But when I look at the bigger picture, like I say, we haven't played enough games.
And I think Bruce rung 8 changes on, and after that, and turned it around. So, but
I think we're playing Hull on Saturday.
Hull,
yeah,
at the KC or at the St James's.
I don't know, but that's just from what I've heard. I mean, I might be able to get it up.
Andrew and UFC just hoping that there's not many positive tests once the season gets underway. Yeah,
I think there's probably more room for error with the when players they have to travel down on the buses. Like, for example, especially us traveling to Bournemouth, Brighton. But yeah, that's kind of why I preferred to say a few neutral venues in the middle of the country. I know you've disagreed with it.
Yeah, the reason why I disagree with it is just I think it's going to cost too much money. I know Premier League clubs have got the money, but it's just going to be confusing for everybody. I just think play it at the stadiums. If you kind of play it at the stadiums behind closed doors, then you just might as well not start the league. Unfortunately, it's we've got unfortunately the Premier League and the Championship, they've got to take a risk like the other leagues, and we've got to get the season done. If we can't get it done, then unfortunately we've got to make the tough decision.
Yeah,
not what everyone wants. I don't want to end the season the way it is. I'd rather, if it's safe to do so, get it done.
Yeah. Jeff Carter says you soon get found out these days if you're not fit. Oh, I 100%.
That's the thing. I was just saying, Peter, that's the thing with the Premier League, right? When the Premier League kicks off, Lawrence says obviously there's going to be a lot of errors and stuff. That's true because they're so competitive, the league. There's going to be tackles flying in, and that's still classed as like touching each other, like contact. You know what I mean? It's who knows how the tests are going to go. Like once this set of games like passes, when we're going into the second game, we don't know where it's going to be. We don't know if there's going to be more cases. Do you know what I mean? Fingers crossed, there's none, but it's a difficult one.
Yeah, because there is probably an issue like how come like these top athletes can play games and train. I mean, in fairness, but say me and Archer, we kind of train for our teams. But I think the simple answer is the Premier League. I think they can give out more tests to the Premier League.
There's no money at your level in like League 1, League 2. They can't take that risk. It's all down to money, I'd say, for tests.
Yeah, and I think also a bit of pressure from UEFA.
Yeah.
Dan Graves says, who saw that Arsenal lost to Brentford in a friendly?
We just discussed it.
Do you know what the thing is? Brentford are not to be taken lightly. They are going to be going for promotion.
Well, Dan, if you want to come in the stream, feel free to do so, man.
Yeah, I'll make way. It's been good. It's been good chatting to you, lads. I'll still chat until he comes in, but it's been nice chatting to you.
Definitely, yes.
But I was saying, do not take Brentford lightly. They are there for promotion. I'd like to see them promoted, me, for the sake of that new ground.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going away to Bradford like for the day.
It's not too much. It's near Watford, so it's not far away. Watford, Chelsea area. It's not far.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think they will go up at some point this decade. Personally, I prefer Preston, just shorter away day.
The thing is, some of their players coming through as well at Brentford. You see how good they are, and some of the players that are actually selling, they still managed to bring them through and compete and win games. Go on, sorry, Audrey.
Is Brentford in the playoffs by any chance?
Yeah, they are.
West Brom and Leeds are the top two.
They're my certainties. I've had them all season. I think West Brom, Leeds, for me, that too strong.
Yeah.
Fulham are a strong side, but they've been too inconsistent this time, losing too many games that they should have won.
Yeah, I do think if they're put on points per game, somebody missed out on promotion because of it, then they can't really complain because they should have just done better. It's
going to be weird, the playoffs, because it could change. Like Brentford might lose a few games, they might end up going out the playoffs. Say Preston might win a few games, or they might lose a few. They might go out the playoffs. The strange thing about the playoffs is anybody from like 12th could get into the playoffs. It's like Swansea, who are out of it. It's strange.
Yeah. Andrew, and UFC with empty stadiums, I think will be tougher for the referees to make the correct decision. I think they're going to still have VAR in it, aren't they?
Yeah. They're going to have to be more wiser on the decisions. I'm sorry. They need to improve on going over the TV and having a look.
Yeah. I mentioned to you guys in March when the Southampton player got sent off against her. They need to. It should be the ref going to the VAR screen to make the decision rather than Stockley Park. Also, I think they'll be under less pressure. Speaking from like having experience as a ref, that like a lot less pressure with less people in the ground.
Yeah,
I know I've only experienced refereeing kids, but I've got to think the pressure will be a lot bigger if I was to referee, say, even a men's game.
It's pressure of money, though, isn't it? It's the pressure of the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff's Carter says still a risk. Players have families. That is
exactly
true.
Everything you do in life is a risk, and that's something the Premier League's taken. In life you've got to take risks.
Yeah, I think on one hand, I can understand why players like Aguero, Troy Deeney aren't.
I totally sympathise with them, but at the end of the day, they had a choice. If they didn't want to continue the rest of the season, they had that choice.
Danny Rose was whinging a bit first, but now he's come back to training now.
Yeah, do you know, Danny Rose is going to Leeds next season anyway. So once he's gone, then we'll replace him with Jetro Willems is going to be signed anyway. Hopefully, re-signed.
I hope so, but I know he's gone. I think we've got to have to actually discuss a few with Frankfurt rather than just pay the $9 million because I think he's gone back there.
Actually, again, the thing is, his injuries like long term, so the club might not even go back in for him, which is a bit of a shame.
Well, could just have to go for someone else. But with Rose, I still think Rose, Bentaleb, Manquillo, Elliott.
What do you think of Bentaleb? I thought he was a bit of a wasted signing. Personally, I know he scored a really good goal in training. That's training, but when I look at the main event, which is the games, for me, he just looks sluggish.
I was going to say, speaking of Rob Elliott, I don't know if you've heard when his contract expires on the 30th.
Yeah, we're posting about it. I'd have kept him just in case Darlow Dubravka got another injury. I mean, maybe Jake Turner might get on the bench.
I'd like to think if he moves on in his career, which he's going to, I'd like to think the club will recontact him and give him some sort of job in the club. Like part of the coach and stuff. I think he's still been, it is for somebody who was a Pardew signing from Charlton. Who I think he's been a good servant at the club. It would be great to have him around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for a goalkeeper, but I think if he's a goalkeeper, I think he could sign, say, a short-term deal with a championship club. But I think he's not going to want to leave the area. I think his kids started at school last September.
He lives at the coast, doesn't he? Lives up the coast.
Yeah, I met him at Long Sands a few years back. But I think he'll want somewhere where he can drive down to without having to move home. So maybe it's a Huddersfield or Middlesbrough. Hopefully not Sunderland.
I don't think he'll do that.
Jonathan Young says testing is the reason the top flight football can return. Credit to the Premier League in implementing the Project Restart. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And again, they've had a bit. I think they're just greedy, but at the same time, they've had the pressure. They probably had some pressure from UEFA. Same with Germany, Italy, and Spain. Whereas France, Holland, and Belgium have stopped.
You got to remember as well, in the Premier League, there's such a high audience. There's so much money in the Premier League, and you can't afford with TV rights as well. There'll be legal battles if this season didn't recommence it. There's so many obstacles that the Premier League would have had to afford. If they wanted to cancel it, I don't think they had a choice. I think they had to get the season restarted regardless. Even if it took even if the season ended weirdly, like say at Christmas, they would have had to. But they have to get the season done because you've got to remember we've pushed the Euros. We've got to try and get next season started, and we've got to try and wouldn't say rush the start of the next season, but we've got to try now and get in line with the Euros, because we've then got the World Cup coming up as well. I know it's in the winter, but if we're starting, I think UEFA, if they push it one more time, apparently they get fined, because they've already the Euros were supposed to be kicking off this summer. You can't keep pushing these things. They're a multi-billion-pound organisation tournament.
I was meant to be 2 days' time. In fact, I'm simming some of the games on FIFA. Obviously, replacing.
Was it tomorrow? Was the Euros tomorrow? 2 days.
2 days. It was supposed to be, but I do. But I think maybe the Premier League, it would have been wiser to maybe spend some money on helping clubs in trouble, because obviously some clubs could be out of business by the end of 2020.
I tell you what, mate, I don't even want to know about the clubs in League One, League Two, non-league. Once all this is all over, if any of them are going to fold, I hope they don't. But
yeah,
you know, with what happened to Bury, you know, you just can never ever say never. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe we could have some friendlies with
Gateshead,
Blythe Spartans.
I've heard Gateshead are actually in a good position right now, which is decent. They've actually had some good donations made. I think Gateshead are in a good place. I think they are safe now. I'd say they're really looking on to next season where they can. Plus, we go and watch them. I mean, I don't mind giving them 15 quid, you know, whatever, to go for pay for a ticket, because it goes a long way for them. I think it's a good match.
Yeah, I think Gateshead will be fine. Maybe some like lower league clubs around the area. Do you worry for Blythe or anyone like that? Potentially,
yeah.
Maybe South Shields more, because they've put a lot of money in. They're expecting to go up.
Sorry for them. I mean, I know they're a bit macking me, but you've got to feel a bit sorry for them. I mean, they were odds on for promotion, weren't they?
Exactly.
Then you've got Darlington, who are in there as well, aren't they?
There's a few non-league. I think it's going to happen up and down the country, isn't it? I mean, you've got to feel sorry for all these non-league clubs, because you've got to remember we all support Newcastle, but we can also go and watch Gateshead or Blythe in our spare time. But you've got to remember some of these fans, them non-league clubs, are their clubs.
Yeah.
Aye. That's something else. But I think with the fact that clubs will be getting TV money, and they can still afford to play the games, it kind of proves the point that when I say like the TV money is far bigger, when so-called fans say boycott the game, stop giving Ashley money, kind of proves that point. That the TV money.
The Premier League is still the TV rights are still paying them regardless.
Aye. Anyway,
Ryan Sweeney says, "What's your favourite show on Netflix, lads?"
Oh yeah.
I think he's wanted us to say Sunderland Till I.
It's not. It's called Cry on Netflix, or Sunderland Till I Cry, or Sunderland Till I Crumble, or whatever.
Sunderland Till I Cry.
Actually, the next one, right, will be basically Sunderland Till I Crumble, because basically they're still crumbling in League One. They have to start again.
Aye, but
through no fault of their own, by the way.
I think that was the name of the HITC skit.
No.
Or we'll just call it Let's Get Ready to Crumble.
Aye.
But all the loans are like stopgaps. Do you think so?
Sorry?
Potentially, but
all the loans felt like stopgaps.
It's a difficult one. Loan deals.
Potentially, but I think we just need the depth in the squad.
The thing is, as well, you got to remember, no club now financially is going to have the power, even when this window opens, that they're not going to have a lot of money coming to do stuff like that. So to get like, we're going to go and give you a 2-3 year contract. There will be a lot of loans next season. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like, 6-month loans or full season loans. And I think that's the way it's going to be now, and for maybe a season or two. It depends on where you are in the league. Financially, you've got to understand that.
Aye.
Jeff Carter says, good point. Could have all ended up in the courts. Yeah.
The thing is, you got to remember, financially, a lot of clubs are struggling. In the Championship, they can't go out and say, right, actually, the Premier League can do what they want, but we can't go out and give you a 4-5 year contract. They can't do that.
All right, Sweeney asks, is Sunderland at risk?
Either
I think any club from League One downwards at risk.
Yeah.
Take a rival head off. I think any club that's in League One, League Two, non-league downwards, I think they are at risk, because it's been proven now with this virus that there is literally no money in League One, League Two. There's a massive gap. I mean, I don't know how the Championship clubs are surviving. I mean, there's a bit going into the Championship from the Sky Sports, but they're not always going to be on TV. So yeah, okay, you could say there's parachute payments from the Premier League, but not all of those clubs in the Championship are actually from the Premier League. So I wonder how the likes of Millwall and that survive.
Yeah, because I think
the Archer just there.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said that's Sunderland shite.
Yeah.
No, but I was just saying though, like, how do you know? Like, there's some clubs in that Championship who are like, okay, Huddersfield and that they can survive. They've got parachute payments. But other clubs are the same. But ones who have like lost their parachute payments, or ones who are like Millwall, who are just stuck in the Championship, who have probably never been in the Premier League. How do they survive? You know what I mean? You could talk about Premier League clubs, yeah, we're all right. Championship clubs, yes, certain ones are okay, but how do the other ones survive? Because some of them have come from like League One. Look at Preston, for example. They've never been in the Premier League.
No. Exactly.
It's going to be interesting when there's no fans going through. I mean, I heard something in the paper, was it about 3 months ago? They were saying apparently Burnley were going to get out or something if they weren't bringing in that TV money. I don't know if you've seen the article. It was about 3 months old, but they said the owner said if there was no fans going in, that Burnley could go bust. But I couldn't see that personally. I mean, the Premier League would have helped out. It's on their terms. It's their club. If you're in the Premier League, it's their club. They've got to look after every club in that league.
Yeah. I think this maybe is why, say maybe it's at the start of next season, like non-league clubs might, say it's ticket only for games just to get some fans in a safe way.
Thing is, can I just say something here? Would that now make a lot of fans from up and down the country now going to support their League One, League Two clubs more, non-league, and getting full houses, like knowing that this could happen to that club?
It will, yeah.
Some more comments have just come through. Andrew and UFC. Next season, League One and League Two could do a pay-per-view live stream to get some money, and that's a possibility. They could do that to help them.
Right.
Jonathan, it's likely that no fans will be allowed in the stadium until 2021. Lots of lower league teams will be in danger financially. I think the fans will go back just when it's safe to do so at this moment in time. I can't
particularly give a date, unfortunately.
Nah.
You can't predict.
You got to remember as well, it's not our place to say anything. It's up to the Premier League. It's up to the like the AFL and the same all the other leagues up and down the country and the other countries. It's up to them how they go about how they want to do it. I think what we'll do is we'll copy off Germany, we'll copy off Spain, and then we'll start doing it. I don't think we're going to be one of the first.
Ryan Sweeney says, would you care if Sunderland went bust?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, well, I think...
yes, I'll be honest, I will be.
I don't want them to go bust. I wouldn't want any club to go bust.
No. I want the derby. I want Newcastle. I want to feel that buzz like during the week where we're like, we'll get butterflies, we'll get ready to go and watch the game, and then you can sort of take the piss out of them when you beat them, but not like in a bad way, just to say, you beat them, get one over them. But it's important for this area, for the local economy, that we have this derby. It's huge.
Exactly. And think about it, when you've got passionate fans going there week in, week out, supporting their team. I don't
want any club to go bust. At the end of the day, right? You're going. That could be that person's passion, like for the week. That might be the one thing that they look forward to during the week is to go and watch a game of football.
It's like you feel for someone when they've lost their business completely. That a business is.
You know what? If someone went bust, I would be devastated for them, because I think at the end of the day, right, that's like us. Like, we all live for football. I mean, you might have other hobbies as well, but a lot of fans, live for football. Like, it's that one thing in the week.
They're struggling.
Well, how would you feel if Newcastle got taken away from you? Or Gateshead got taken? You know what I mean? We need the derby. Yeah, fair enough. At this moment in time, they're League One, we're Premier League. But the thing is, sooner rather than later, I do want the derby back, because I don't class Middlesbrough as a derby. Gateshead's not even a derby. It's a friendly. That's all that is. And then we haven't got anybody else to play.
Yeah, especially because it's been 9 years since we last beat them.
Blythe's not a derby. Blythe's a Gateshead. It's just a little friendly thing. The majority of people who live in Gateshead and Blythe are all Newcastle fans anyway.
Yeah.
Jeff might take a bit of government intervention. Hi.
I think Sunderland will be okay, by the way. I mean, yes, they are at risk because of League One, but I think if they can get next season up and go at some point, I mean, you see some of the Sunderland fans where they're complaining for their money back. That is totally understandable with the North East and that, but I'd like to think they're going to do their bit and just say, do you know what, keep the money. If it keeps Sunderland going, it's a difficult one to say because we're not League One, but you don't want to see let any rival go. For me, I don't care who your club is, whether you like them or don't like them. You want to keep them going.
Exactly.
Has it been 9 years since the last time I played them?
No, 9 years since we last beat them.
Or 9
Yeah, I
years
think-
since we last beat them?
Because we started getting like bottle jobs in the team. We kept losing games.
2010, we beat them 5-1.
Yeah, then 2011, Ryan Taylor over the wall.
Aye, 2-1. Aye, but
Right,
the main home one.
Someone think we are deluded and never happy. Plus, Ashley has done a good job. Well,
Thing is, every Sunderland fan's going to think we're deluded because of the takeover and stuff. But every fan has it doesn't matter who you support. Every fan has different opinions of other fans. You just got to accept it.
yeah. That is
It
the thing.
it doesn't matter how people think of you in life. Some people will have a good, positive sight of you. Some won't. It doesn't matter. It's how you go about it. It's like as a football fan, who cares about what another football fan thinks of you? You got to enjoy supporting your club.
Aye. And on opinions on people, like it's a bit like how you guys would have probably had some abuse in the comments, but it just happens.
I'll take it on the chin, but I'll welcome it. And if someone's going to be abusive, do you know what I do? Just press delete on the comment. It's not difficult. No, but honestly, hand on heart, I wouldn't want to see Sunderland go bust. I mean, yeah, maybe I know a lot of Newcastle fans would say that, and they would say Sunderland fans would say that for us. But if they wish upon another club to be bust, then you're not a proper football fan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but you wouldn't wish that upon any club.
All right.
Because the thing is, later down the line, you're going to get bored when there's no derby. You're like, oh, I wish I could play Sunderland.
Yeah, and to be fair, usually like when Newcastle aren't doing so well, but then we see Sunderland get a bad result in mid-week and against League One opposition, then gives you a bit of a laugh.
Yes, fair enough. You could say, well, actually, if Sunderland ever won a cup, you wouldn't hear the end of it. But that's the same with us. If we won a cup, they wouldn't hear the end of it. But that's football, you know what I mean? Like eventually, fortunes could turn for Sunderland. They could go on a run and get promoted to the Premier League and stop being, a club that could get into the top 10. It could happen to us. We could be on Sunderland's route, or we could be in the top 6. Football is a weird sport. Who knows where a club could be in 5-10 years' time?
Yeah, because you can now always have all the banter all you like, but then there's a line to draw. Like whether it's like laughing at club fans because the club's been liquidated.
Oh, look
or
who it is! It's Vetwine UFC.
Because all wanting like this virus to stop somebody from going up.
I've always saying that I enjoy football and I would like to see every club just being able to compete. When I seen Bury lose their club, I was devastated for them. I think at the end of the day, if you love football, you've got to feel sorry for them.
Jay says, "Harry lads."
Hello, Jay.
I
was nearly devastated for Gateshead because Gateshead were literally, I think they were hours away from going bust. Imagine losing Gateshead.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, last summer when there was a prospect, will Rafa say, will he go, or will Gateshead be saved, or will they go bust? My preparation was Gateshead being saved.
For me, can I ask you all a question? Was that your worst summer as like a football fan, like seeing that for like Newcastle, like for what was going on, and then obviously the Gateshead situation? I thought that was a poor summer.
I'd probably say 2008. I think it's just because the Euros, England weren't in it, and then Keegan leaving.
Where's Archer gone?
I wonder if he's went off the stream. I wonder if he's had a bit of connection problems.
Probably.
But we'll read this one from Jeff. Oh, he's ready. He must have had a bit of connection, so we'll get him back in. Here he is.
Hello there. What there?
I think he must have got a.
It was you and your dial-up connection.
Didn't worry about it, man.
It's only in there.
This one says, does anyone want to address the Saudi issue? Imagine they were rushing with MH17 connections, asking for a friend.
Oh, it's the human rights thing. Well, today they announced, I think, potentially Joshua against Fury fight in Saudi Arabia.
I think the human rights is not something I really want to delve into. I think at the end of the day, that's between the human rights in Saudi Arabia. As a football fan, I just want to see the club reach its potential. But I think we need to stop going on like a takeover is going to happen. I think if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like if we get too drawn into that, oh yeah, the takeover is going to happen, then you get disappointed. If you just sort of stay grounded and just say, well, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then you move forward. That's all you can do. Like we've done for the past 13 years when we've had takeovers. I don't want to sound blunt when I say that, but that is the way of putting it across. Like at the minute, I'm not getting too overhyped with it. Like I've sort of accepted if it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through. Move forward, move on.
Retro if says I can join if you want to come in, Jay. Feel free to do so.
If he wants to, I'll leave next because he's been talking to me for ages.
As I say, if say take over, there was all that noise only for nothing to happen. I just think there'll be all these comments like boycott the games, Ashley's here forever, just stuff I couldn't bear. I think
it's getting boring now. I think it's getting boring.
I don't think
if I'm honest,
working.
I just think it's the TV money.
The thing is, I'm getting. The thing is now, I'm getting old and I'm starting to become more wiser. Like you just got to get behind the team, get behind the manager. At the end of the day, everyone could boycott in their own different ways. If you want to go boycott at home, that's absolutely fine. But don't have another go at another fan like you're the problem or anything like that. Just at the end of the day, do it where you need to do it.
Exactly. This is why I stayed off social media hardly looked at me Facebook and Twitter times once Rafa left last summer.
Why do you think now I don't look at Twitter much now about this takeover? Because it's just boring. I just look at me YouTube, look at me Facebook, look at all the other stuff. I try and keep away from Twitter because I just find it's the same old repetitive stuff.
Yeah, well, this one, it's just like transfer window speculation. Everyone ends up disappointed. I 100% agree. Well, it looks like Jay's ready to come in now, so...
Right, good night, and God bless, and I'll see you all soon.
Bye,
man. Stay safe, stay well.
See you, Shoggy.
Bye.
Right, we'll get Jay Retro and UFC in now. So here he is.
I just think it's like...
Oh, you alright?
Yeah.
Alright. How are you doing, lads? Married?
Aye.
Oh, you're not getting there. Yeah, where's me lockdown flowers? I lost him in my underpants last night. I lost them. They've been lost for like ages. I've lost them. You must have took them in the shower. I'll put them in the post. I sent them to Darren's house. We've got them new.
Right. So, Jay, welcome to the stream. As you know, this live stream is about how many points can we pick up throughout the rest of the season.
Yes.
How many points do you think we can pick up throughout the rest of the season?
I reckon we can get that 45 mark if we can beat the remaining games we've got now. It's going to be tough. The 9 games we've got left. It's going to be a tough run. Playing for it's going to be hard for the fans to not be there.
Yeah.
It can be very, very hard, but we've got to deal with it.
Yeah, that's the thing, unfortunately, Jay. You look at some of the fixtures we've got, some of them you look and we've got to be getting 3 points out of the games.
It's been hell.
Just a comment from Jonathan. He says, I agree with Shoggy. I think the majority of the fan base have now moved on from the constant takeover news. If it happens, it happens. I used to refresh all day. I think most people do, but I think they're just losing a bit of interest in it now.
I wouldn't say the majority, but probably some have.
What I haven't sent out in a couple of months now, we're just being dead of what I know. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
I don't think it's exactly dead in the water. I mean, in my opinion, the Premier League have got to give an answer out. But just can't.
Andrew and UFC, the focus is now moving towards our remaining 9 games. I 100% agree. It's all about getting the season back up and running and just finishing it off at this moment in time.
You know what? This is kind of wished why our players in like a much better position, like mental health levels, than us fans, because the players, they don't have to worry too much about takeovers, or they don't have to be told not to go to the games.
Yeah.
They don't have like other fans like shoving their opinions down their throats.
Yeah. So as I say now, Jay, which of the games we've got left are winnable?
Who we got first game?
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United at home.
Ooh, Sheffield, tough one there for me.
I know they play.
We can get a win there. Get a win at home. We're beating them at their ground, so we can get a win at home.
They are better away, but
Then if we're away to Bournemouth after that.
Aye.
Yeah, Bournemouth, 3 points on Bournemouth.
Aye.
If kind of wasn't quiet.
Aye. I think But Sheffield United is worth noting they've got to play Villa away about 4 days before the players. And funny enough, a few days after we play Sheffield United, we play Villa at home.
Oh,
Villa would be a tough one because they got some good players in their team, like Grealish.
And I
Well,
think they're going to be
they've been struggling all year. But obviously every game will be tough.
But Man City.
Yeah.
when does the games actually finish? Is it round about
26th of July.
Mid-July, yeah.
like the end of July, yeah.
26th of July for Premier League. I think the Champions League, they're going to try and do that in August. But I think what they'll try and do, they play the remaining second legs for the ties that they're still in the middle of, even though probably they shouldn't have played all those ties in the week before everything got suspended. And then I think the remaining ties, one leg, and they'll probably pick maybe some close by grounds to play them in. I suppose I'd have done that for the Premier League, but I guess you've got to play everyone home and away. In the Champions League, it's just all first leg, second leg. Anyway,
yeah,
Sweeney, the majority still have hope in takeover. If it doesn't happen, remember, you'll see very, very dark times. Possibly,
that's the worry.
Again, I think fans go just to back the lads and get behind them.
Yeah, that's the worry, and also the mental health. I think that's just been affected, and I think again it'd probably be another few months or whatever. If we found out it had officially fallen through, of not looking at me Facebook and Twitter timelines.
He says that's been my attitude, Jonathan, for the past couple of weeks. When I was seeing Steve Gibbrus chat this alleged takeover, it's getting boring talking about it. That's the thing. I mean, I've seen the constant YouTubers honestly keep talking about it, and I'm
Alice, I watched that Ian Smith, cut a YouTube out to Castle fans. Some of them it's it won't happen. If you see it, don't talk about it. It's gonna be.
I've only done one live stream and one or two videos possibly about this takeover and all that, and that's it really.
Yeah, it's gonna see what happens in the next couple of days.
But
that's why I like to change me live streams to various subjects and as well. Yeah.
I suppose maybe where you'd lose. Well, I'd probably lose hope is maybe we hadn't had takeover, but we heard about say a big signing. Because I think last time where fans lost hope, I think it was maybe when they hired Steve Bruce on a 3-year contract.
All right.
During this couple of days with him.
Jonathan Young thinks, I think the takeover will definitely happen. I just get the feeling when it does happen, it will be more of a relief feeling. It's dragged on so much. I think if it does definitely happen,
it'll be a case of celebration as well.
About it.
Yeah.
Jeff Carter says, how many members of the squad have you forgotten were there? All
right.
Squad.
I'm going to go. Right. I'm not going to include that. I think it's just Jack Colback, Jamie Sterry, but I know those two have pretty much gone. They've been doing a lot of contract training. The contracts are up, and
Henri Sarri as well.
Oh, him. Yeah, and neither of them are good enough. I'm glad what Steve Bruce did with the Premier League squad. He actually left out pretty much the same players that Rafa had kept leaving out.
Yeah.
See
what happens next season.
But I think people only remember Lazar plays for us if he comes back to pre-season training. Well, when he comes back, because but he'll be out next summer.
Is he out of contract next summer?
Out of contract next summer. Same with Servette, although we might have one of them.
Cash them in straight away.
Yeah.
Not good enough for this football squad.
Yeah.
Lazar, all I had to with Trev Lazar, that game against Wolves back in the Asia Trophy.
I watched that on holiday in Italy.
And the thing with it,
I watched it in the house, Crop.
And the thing with Jamie Sterry, he goes out no, but then he comes back. He's going backwards and forwards every single time.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
I thought Jamie Sterry had a future when he came through the ranks, but it's just I don't think it's gonna happen for him. I think he needs to move on.
Yeah, I had hope for him.
And he's going to be going as well. I know lot of fans could think he was an Apple player, but you kind of feel sorry for him that he's been left out. He's not getting any games anywhere, and no other
He's
club
not.
has gone in
I
for
know,
him.
I know,
Included.
I know Dan Barlessa he's just extended his contract.
Nah, well, that's if you listen to the Daily Fail. I don't believe that unless the club say anything.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
As for Sterry, yeah, if he was ever going to make it, he would have been included in the squad.
Yeah, he's only played the odd cup game now and then, but he's just no progression for him. That is the problem, unfortunately. Tsunami TV says, Shoggy says, I'm more focused on the season restart because our job is short term to get behind the manager and the squad behind closed doors. 100% agree, yes. Andrew says, it's good that Dubravka and Dummett are back, yes.
Back the squad. I mean,
because I'm thinking, I think because of players like him coming back, that's why I wouldn't have any squad limits, because there would have been players you might, because players you thought out for the season, they're all for a sudden soon available again.
Yeah.
Jonathan,
I know but if the squad limit's still in place, I'd take out Atsu and put Dummett in.
Yeah.
Because I think we've got Lazaro, St. Maximin,
good players out there.
Joe Linton, Richie, who I'd put ahead of Lazaro as a winger. Sorry, Atsu.
Jonathan Young says, yeah, sure, your main focus right now is the 9 games we play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thing is, I don't rate Atsu at all.
Exactly.
In fact, got players there what can move on.
Atsu's more of a championship player now, isn't he?
He's championship level.
In
that squad. We've got a good team, but we need to turn from the summer.
I think him and Gale, it kind of proves that we shouldn't just get overhyped about English players getting link work when they've done well in like the lower leagues. Like English players who've done well in lower leagues are going to get more hype than say an unknown foreigner who's done well in say Liga and Bundesliga.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Bit money needs, isn't it?
Yeah, so
I think partially because maybe English players will be more expensive because you've got to have 8 of them and 8 homegrown players in the squad.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I was going to say back to you, Jay. Any more games we've got that are winnable? The ones
have we got off the Bournemouth? No.
It's the FA Cup after that, I think.
Yeah, we've got
God, no, it goes Sheffield United,
Bournemouth,
Villa, then Man City in the cup.
Then Man City in the cup. Villa get sort of that Man City in the cup be a hard game. That'd be tough. You know, if you heard the fans are not getting refunded on the.
I'm going for a 2-1 win.
But on the tickets your fans bought, not getting refunded on the tickets. A bit strong.
Yeah, I think on one hand, I think it might maybe be a sign of a takeover. But bit of an unpopular opinion again. If we decide to change our mind, refund the fans, which we should, regardless, I think you're going to get more people saying, "Oh, it means takeover's not happening."
It's a fun. They get it's the man. The team's good.
Right.
So what about Andy?
Is he on about Andy Carroll?
Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll. The injury lad. Andy Carroll. What the hell?
Well, he's got back fit.
Get him in the team again. But he hasn't got a goal, is he? So you get rid of him.
I think I'd keep him for the rest of the season. I think maybe against Man City, Liverpool, when I'd go with 5 at the back. I think he could be of use then, and he has a decent record, if I remember correctly, against Man City. His last goal for us came against them as well. Obviously, they weren't anywhere near as good then as they are now. But I'd maybe keep him for the rest of the season. Same with Manquillo. I would have done it with Elliott. I'd extend the loans.
I knew it was 2%.
But Atsu is an ideal deal for a club promoted to the Premier League. He will be a season or 2 short-term fix as he has pace, but he doesn't have the ability to cross there. That's the problem with that.
Yeah,
So
championship level player.
so he
And
gets in a good position, and then he's running to a brick wall pretty much. He could too.
yeah, but I think, and he's like 28, so definitely like short term for championship. In fact, we should probably look at selling him at like a cut price because his contract will be up in 2021.
Yeah. Ryan Sweeney might
we could sell for like 7 million or something.
Ryan Sweeney, my focus is on a takeover that can change your destiny, not a season to forget. But hopefully, if it does happen, that is the thing.
Yeah, because I'd rather finish 17th on goal difference somehow and get the takeover than somehow get a top half finish and not get it.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'd rather go out the FA, get smashed off Man City and get a takeover than win the cup but not get it.
Dan Graham thinks Man City will be more focused on the Champions League if it returns, so FA Cup upset isn't possible. Well,
I think it's a lot harder now because firstly, no fans around. Secondly, Champions League will be a bit later because if things were normal, we'd been playing them 4 days after they played Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Top games YT, I think we'll get about 10 to 12 points, hopefully. It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah, that was my prediction as well.
Jonathan Young says, Daniel, don't play Champions League until August.
Just the point I made there.
Tommy gives YT, I think Joe Linton might score some goals behind closed doors. He has scored 2 behind closed doors. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
I agree, yeah. Without the fans getting on his back.
He has.
I think behind closed doors we've done it, and you may get your confidence back a little bit more. And behind closed doors, the fans you get his ability back again to play.
Plus, I think in the 4-2-3-1 formation, he might even work better as a striker.
He will, but he's not. He needs to get that board there with him.
I know he's more of a winger, but I think 4-2-3-1, more possession, and that will help him out.
I've watched some of the games he's been playing, man. So he should have them. He should be in the magician. He's been out of the box sometimes. He needs to get the magicians again. He needs to get in that box straight away. When the cross comes in, he needs to get in there, not stand back.
Yeah, that's what he's got to do. Get in the box for crosses.
Like watching Vivier over again.
I think one of the problems Mitrovic had, maybe in the championship season, was that balls coming into the box, and rather than just being like straight in there to head it or straight into the shot, you just hold it up and try and set up somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Rafa didn't got rid of him.
Yeah, he did.
He says all the players who are fit who were injured 3 months ago. There's no advantage to any club when the football comes back next week. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tottenham games YT. I think Maggie is now improving in that number 10 role. That's where he loves to play, and he took his goal well yesterday. It's his natural position, and I'm glad Roofs has now put him in that natural position. And
I knew he'd do better there.
Yes.
Showed against West Brom. I think he was one of the better players against Burnley. Had a good game against Southampton.
Had a cracking game against Wolves.
I think he played not exactly number 10, but more of a central position against Wolves and Palace when he got the goals. But what was I gonna say?
Jonathan Young says I play Gay in the 9. He's much more of a direct threat. I said I wouldn't mind seeing Dwight Gill play for the rest.
I think I mentioned him and Muto could also do better in the 4-2-3-1. They were more brought in for that formation.
I don't know if Muto's got much of a future now. I know he'd come back in the Borough game, but still. Interesting players playing behind closed doors. He definitely is. Andrew, NUFC, I'd definitely start Gill up front. If he starts at least 7 games, I'm betting he scores at least 3 goals. It's a possibility.
I can't see that. Just because Premier League level.
Back the team again.
Joe Linton he says Joe Linton is a confidence player. Well, if he can show that confidence in the game behind closed doors, you never know.
Yeah, that's why I'd look at maybe starting him against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Because I know it's just friendlies, but it'll still do him some confidence.
Ryan Sweetie says, you think it'll make a difference? Like in Germany, most away teams winning.
Funny
If he,
enough,
sc- if he scores a hat-trick, it'll give him a boost.
aye,
It will.
because I mean, it's kind of a shame I haven't got to play Norwich this season because we've had a couple of hat-tricks against Norwich recently. Then they've had one against us. But I think as for away games, funny old thing, I didn't even put an away win. Well, I did the predictor calculator, but well, go for it. It's always hard to predict. 'Cause I'm always, for some reason, put in, say, a team out of form to lose. Like, this is kind of why I put Brighton to win against Man United,
Yeah.
even though they've not won a game this calendar year.
Ryan Sweeney Gales missed him sitters like he did
Yeah.
against Southampton. That was the thing.
I wonder,
Yeah, quickly on.
I wonder if it's because he feels the pressure. You know, because he's not going to get as many chances.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I still don't think it's an excuse for a couple of misses. Burnley and Man United. Anyway,
Tom Games YT, can I ask what the hell is Matt Ritchie's hair? What hair has he got? Like, I don't know what the heck kind of hair he's got.
His hair's I think his hair's a little bit longer.
I'll have a look. Matt Ritchie.
I saw a clip of him in action when we were playing Middlesbrough yesterday.
Yeah.
Almiron, he's shaved his hair. He's gotten out.
Has he?
Oh,
bloody hell. Not that he did the day, so they have off.
Almiron's turned into a ye.
I'm sitting here,
Ryan Sweeney says, Lee Clark on Steve Rath podcast says the game is all about confidence. Absolutely. If you're feeling confident, you've got an almighty chance.
What can I say?
He's definitely right on that one.
I can see away teams get more points than usual with empty stadiums.
Yeah, he's definitely right.
Yeah.
Carroll and Gale are better in the 9. Jolin, unfortunately, their injuries have been too concurrent. Well, the thing with Andy Carroll, he's been spending treatment rooms for God knows how many times now in a row.
I think we knew the risks when we signed him. We thought, he'd be a squad player, but because Jolinton's not performed, he's kind of been like we're best. In my opinion, we're best striker, in terms of the performances, even though he hasn't got a goal yet.
So if the team plays better without the fans, how do we react? Oh,
I don't know. It's going to be hard, isn't it?
I think fans will definitely be going back.
I don't think it's going to make a difference to the fans. But sometimes there'll be some players who, but sometimes they might just, first someone makes a misplaced pass and like, yeah, you idiot.
But
the
fans get behind the team, get behind the lads. I mean, it's been that way for how many years now? This has happened. It's been the fans are missing that, but and the day it's on TV for free, so it's best paying for it.
Tottenham Games White. I think Jolin will be top scorer by the end of the season. I think he'll score a few for us. Hopefully, we'll get his confidence going. Hopefully, we'll just gotta wait and see. Jonathan Young says, "I agree, Lawrence, about Carroll."
But I think part of the reason we kind of signed him, most of it was like the nostalgia, but also the thought, well, if he can get fit, he can do a job for it. And to be fair, he has, when he's been fit, Sheffield United, Southampton.
Yeah. Just read that one. Miggy for top goal scorer playing in the number 10 role. He's got a chance of getting some more goals. I think there's more goals to come from
he's got a few goals in him, like.
Strong lad, like strong.
I wouldn't be surprised actually, because he's only got to score 4 goals to be like the outright scorer, top scorer.
Yeah, I think Shelby's like top scorer at the minute. I think.
He's on 5. I mean, but in fairness, Joe Linton, if he got 5 goals in the next 9 games, he'd be the top scorer.
No.
It's another comment as well. What's your thoughts on St. Maximin this season? Been very impressed.
I've been really impressed with St. Maximin this season. Like,
Yeah,
he's a good club. He's settling well. You know, he's got the new surroundings, new different Premier League from the French league. He's got a different league, but he's settled really well.
I love it the way when St. Maximin runs doing the wing and he picks up a good pass to his teammates. It's just unbelievable. And then he's running past the boot like what 3 or 4 oppositions. It's just like it's like you're watching Hatton Ben off all over again.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need someone that's gonna push the team forward.
Push them going forward and try to get the goal.
I do agree. I think one of the worries that if there wasn't a takeover is that people are going to say you'd be off soon.
Possibly, I would keep St. Maximin. You want to build around those kind of players.
Obviously, yeah, but there's always the worry that Mike Ashley would just see a good offer and he gets sold.
So we'll get the bit of a need, so we'll go with the hood. I
suppose it's not really like a bad thing to work on, when you haven't sell your best players for like a lot of money. Because to be fair, Ajax kind of do this. And then but as long as you go and reinvest it, and Southampton will do it first, but as long as you go and reinvest it in like good players, because Southampton, it worked all right for them because everyone thought I thought they'd go down when they sold Lambert and Lallana at Liverpool, but then they got Europe next couple of years, and because they've done some good recruitment, players like Mane, but it just hasn't been the same since then.
To reach out these ones out, even if the takeover doesn't go through, the fans will still go back because they would have missed months of not going to the stadium. Like, that's my opinion. Absolutely want to get back in. Brian Sweeney thinks Carroll is finished. Great business for Catchy selling them for 30 plus. That was the thing. I don't think anyone could turn down that 35 million. That was the thing.
Yeah, I just think it was kind of short. But to a degree, it's like short-term pain, long-term gain, because with some deadline day, 35 million, no time. All we could get for a replacement was Shefi Kuchi, free agent. But when we got Demba Ba, he was an upgrade. But then again, we'll put a 7 million release clause. Why? Because that's even back then, that was little money for a player of his ability. Anyway.
Just tells you where we are. Shelby, top scorer, lazy player I've seen. Well, I'm glad Bruce kept the faith in John Joe Shelby.
Come on. I mean, it's easy to say players like this player's lazy player I've seen, when they have lazy games. But just look at the teams we've had when we got relegated, they were a lot lazier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jonathan Young, Dubravka and ASM performance of the season so far. Oh, yes,
definitely. Yeah,
phenomenal.
Top in games, White. He says, if we signed Lazaro permanently, who would you sell? Yedlin or Mankia? The only thing with that is Lazaro's a winger. He's not a right back.
Exactly.
He's played in that position, but I see him as more of a winger than a right back, unfortunately.
He played right wing back because Yedlin didn't perform for a few games after his last injury, but then Mankiel. But it's been a lot better since Mankiel got back in there. But he's off anyway. But I think Lazaro, I'd have him as like second choice swinger, competing with like Richie and Joe Linton for the rest of the season.
No.
Mainly Richie.
Best thing about Saint is his positivity. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But I think we brought in Lazaro because as like a backup winger because of the injury problems for ASM, and then because Atsu's not good enough.
Ryan Sweeney says if no takeover happens, Almiron and Saint will be gone by next summer.
That's the worry.
That is the worry, particularly if bids come in and Mike actually sees pound signs.
Again.
Ryan Sweeney says, I think Lazaro could be a decent player if we say a possibility. Well, we've got to see.
Yeah.
We'll see see more from him when the season comes
Aye.
back. And Jonathan Young says Larazaro was very talented. He's a young
Yeah.
lad.
Yeah, I seen the goal again because I looked at him against West Brom much better in like a further advanced role, and not even just the goal, just some of his link-up play with Manquillo and Almiron, especially for the second goal.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, I could see ASM and Almiron in a couple of seasons going on to better clubs. It's all about the money. Well, it definitely is all about the money with Mike Ashley.
Those come before that.
I read that one saying
No, I think there was another comment, unless it's been deleted.
Was it that one? I think Lazaro could be a decent player for CM.
I think we've read it. Oh, it's Isaac Hayden, top
Okay.
at YT.
Come through that, yeah. I think Isaac Hayden has been great this season so far. Yeah, like Isaac Hayden.
Exactly. I just think he's gotten better with age. Because he's only just turned 25. We signed him as a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
But sometimes I've kept thinking, is he going to go downhill? Like the season will go up. I thought, is he going to be the same in the Premier League? Second season thought, he's not going to be the same. He wants away. Then third season thought, he's not going to be the same without Rafa. Just keeps getting better. I mean, third season you'd have thought you'd been right the first half. Then second half he just came from nowhere to be top former. Anyway.
Yeah, I would take a look at the under-23s, is what Charlie's saying, because the talent is there. Where I've been to see them, yes, I've seen talent in the under-23 team as well.
And I think those reports that some of them have been training because they might have to come in if we get too many players unavailable.
Yeah.
Andrew, NUFC, very underrated Hayden. He's been our quality for us over the past year. He definitely has. He's definitely stepped up the mark.
I think we need to give young Saracen a chance, like.
Yeah.
Andrew, NUFC, I like... Oh, there's one before that. They come through. There's a couple from the under-23s that could be a shout for the first team. Yep, 100%. They definitely could. Andrew, NUFC, I like ASM because he doesn't dive, he just runs through defenders. Yeah, he definitely does.
Yeah, I think one particularly doesn't get talked about much is Yannick Torre.
Yeah.
Yannick Torre.
I think was it last time when we sent Hostelu, like I'd rather put him in the team than Hostelu.
Yeah.
I think Sorensen could have been talked about, but talk's probably evaporating because the loan spells he's had haven't been productive.
I also like that young Allen kid. Is he a midfielder or striker?
He's coming to the first team. I think he'll get a loan move next season. And he'll probably spend pre-season with us and then get a loan move to League One, League Two.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen with Victor Fernandez, the left winger.
I don't know if he's out of contract, but I think he's had a bad injury. A bit like Liam Gibson, like things happened to him that's really ruined his progress.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Toonami TV, Francelet is a good shout out. He's been unreal this season. He could be a solid centre back in the future. Yes.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
I've seen the Francelet play in the under 23 games as well.
Yeah, because remember against Rochdale, there was talk about him being in the squad because of all the injuries we were getting. It was like the one time we've had injuries at centre back since the McLaren days.
All right, Sweeney asks, who do you think's the best under 23 player? Oh, that's a tough one.
I would say Allen. I would say Tom Allen, mate.
Probably. I'd say top out of the regulars, probably Tom Allen. Yeah. I'm not going to count Matty or Sean Longstaff because they're broken into the first team.
We'll get that way.
Andrew, NUFC. Liam Gibson as well to cover left back. Liam Gibson.
But I think again, like there's something. I think he had something bad that happened to him that again derailed his progress. But it was a bit strange that we'd blocked a loan move for him for Forest Green, but we didn't include him in the squad. I think he's past the age. Well, he's past the age that you can play Premier League games without being registered.
Yeah.
Tottenham Games YT says, "What's your thoughts on Dan Barlaser being in the first team next season?" Bruce said, "Good to give him a chance. Give him a chance."
Yeah, give him a chance. I mean, it's give the youngers a chance.
I'm just not sure. I don't think he's made enough progress.
We'll see.
In my opinion,
no chance.
But as I said earlier, unless I cannot believe players get an extended contract unless the club say it. Also, it was from the Daily Mail, and I don't think anyone else has reported it.
Yeah, Toonami TV says Tom Allen, I predict, will be in the first team in the next 3-5 years. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Franzler is built to be a solid centre back. He scored a bullet header. He scored a good header against Benfica B.
Yeah.
Again, I like the look of him, and he'll be definitely ready to step up at some point soon. The under-23s are definitely improving this season compared to in the past. Oh yes, they are.
Yeah, because I remember a couple of seasons back when they just had a nightmare season apart from winning the Senior Cup.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's because they haven't had Peter Beardsley coaching them. Because from what I've heard, he's not been very good as a coach. Not enough players progressing into the first team, and it's done a lot better with Ben Dawson.
Yeah, Jonathan Young says we've had a lot of players from the academy who get to the fringe of the senior team, but never actually make it. Hopefully, we can give them more opportunities going forward. I 100% agree. God knows how much talent we've just thrown away at this football club, and just
That's unbelievable.
Given an absolute shelter. Tottenham Games YT, he said he would give Elias Sorensen a go out. He's a decent player for a striker. It's a possibility. I know he's moved to Carlisle. Didn't really work out, did it? That was the thing.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. I'm starting to have questions. I've been starting to have questions over whether he's actually going to make it. Because Adam Armstrong at his age had already proven himself in League One. And eventually he got chipped out. And I'm not buying into the hype over him being sold. And like we shouldn't have gotten rid of him. Because this comes up hype when he scores goals in the Championship.
Yeah. Joey says, to be honest, I rated Barlaser when Rafa played him in the cup matches. Yeah. But again, it's a good one to give these good one a shot. Toonami TV says, cheers for a great stream, Peter. Stay safe and keep well, lads. You as well, man. Also, if you haven't checked his channel out, Toonami TV, feel free to do so. Great stuff he does.
Yeah, great stuff. Really good.
Jonathan Young says, stay safe, Shaggy. Yep. And yeah. Well, then I think I'm going to wrap it up there for tonight. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Been welcome to come on again, Peter.
Yeah, thanks, lads, for joining in. Feel free to check out Jay's channel, Retro NUFC, as well. So you've got a shout out to Jay. So I'll just quickly read this last comment before we wrap it up. We loaned Sorensen out, but he never got into the match he scored for them. Yes, so yeah. Oh, well then, lads, again, thank you for joining in. So
yes.
Yeah.
If lads, get a heads up. See what happens in the next coming days. Hopefully, get back to normal. Hopefully soon.
Aye.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
And
yep. So, yeah. Thanks very much, lads.
And see you Sunday for the quiz.
Yeah, you well. See you all there. I've just got see you, Jay. And you as well, Archer. Oh, well, then I'll just quickly read through these last comments. It's just saying, thanks very much, lads. So, Tsunami TV says you as well, Jonathan. Ryan Tweedy says, take care, lads. You as well, Ryan. Thank you for coming on, popping up in the live chat. Jonathan Young, again, cheers, Peter and fellas. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you again for joining in the live chat as well. Andrew and UFC, great live stream, Peter. Stay safe, everyone. Will do. You as well, man. And Jeff Carter says, thanks all over. You as well. So, yep, guys, that is the live stream done for tonight. As I said, thank you very much to those who tuned in, particularly on the live chat or tuned into the stream overall as well. Really, really appreciate it. And, yep, and I'm just getting comments saying, Retro NUFC, thanks, mate. no problem. As I said, go and check them out if you want to do so. And Tottenham Games YTV says, good stream, lads. Stay safe. Definitely will do, man. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and feel free to drop a comment in as well. And, of course, please subscribe to my channel if you've not checked me out before. Let's try and hit 700 subscribers very, very soon. So, until next time, see you all later. Take care.